Yo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome to episode 9 of the KoppsCast. Right here. Twitch.tv/bkops. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a great week. Good Thursday. Pleasure to have you. Black Sky, welcome in. Welcome in, friend. Glad to have you. Deadpan's in here. Inuyasha's in here. Good to see you, friends. This is your first time here. Pleasure to have you. Of course, I'm bkops. Primarily, we'll do RPGs on here. Sometimes a variety of random stuff. Currently playing through some Ocarina of Time on the side. And every other Thursday, right here on the channel. Every other Thursday, we have these interview talk show podcasts where we have different content creators on, and just to show them some love, give them a little highlight. And of course, this week, no exception. Really great friend of mine that is the guest today. Been really excited to have her on. Met her on Twitter last year, and when her channel was starting up, and we ended up joining a community together, and she's just been absolutely killing it, and I've been so incredibly proud of her. And yeah, really looking forward to this chat. Skyline, good to see you. Good to see you. First time you're a NerdyJane fan. Pleasure to have you, Black Sky. Pleasure to have you. And of course, everyone that might be tuning in from NerdyJane's channel, welcome in as well. And yeah, so I guess we can bring our guests out, shall we? So, like I said, she's a really great friend of mine. Couldn't be more stoked to see her growth on Twitch, and and it's always a great time on her channel. Everyone, without further ado, here's NerdyJane. What's up, Jane?
Hi guys.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good as well. Good as well. Thank you so much for coming on the channel for this.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was important that we got the beer in first thing.
Of course. I mean, I came stock too. This was actually one that you gave me. This is an other half. So the brewery is Other Half from Brooklyn, and this was their oat cream IPA that they hooked me up with. A while ago, we did a little beer exchange, and I gave her some top New England ones, some from Vermont.
Yeah, I polished those off quick. They were really good, though.
Gave you some.
I did share them with some people. But hey, camera. There we go.
Yeah, I think I gave you some. I believe I gave you the unicorn too, which was like the one from Proclamation. That was, but we can.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, we can get that into our beer discussion. But yeah, anyway, how's things been with you? How you and the husband been doing during these crazy, unfortunate times that we've been in? But you seem to be healthy. You seem to be well, and
knock on wood. Yep. We're doing good. I've been working from home a lot, which is great. It's actually been really fantastic for working on my channel and stuff. I've been able to get a lot done because I don't have to worry about the commute and worry about getting out of my PJs first thing in the morning and things like that. So excuse me, it's been really nice to be able to have additional time to do something I'm really passionate about, and then still have time to do work. So yeah, it's been really it's been good. I feel bad for everything that's going on, but you gotta stay positive. Positive as can be. So I try to focus on something that I can control, which is making silly little things for my my Twitch channel and tweets and all that stuff. So yeah, it's been good. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And I mean, it's awesome that you're working a job that allows you to work remote, that you can stay safe in the meantime. And I don't know if that's the case for your husband as well, but
yeah, he actually works in the world. He's a mechanic, so he goes to work every day. So he comes home and it's wash your hands, get changed, hop in the shower,
Yeah.
and then we can talk, because we try to make sure that he doesn't bring anything home with him. But
Yeah, I'm sure he has like a certain procedure that he.
yeah, they have a lot of like sanitation things that they have to do, but we haven't gotten hit super hard in our area, luckily. Again, knock on wood.
Yeah.
That it hasn't really hit our area too hard, but everybody has cases. There's no area that doesn't, so you still just gotta be careful.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate that, that I can work remote too with what I do, and here in Rhode Island, like we've had a lot of cases, but it's actually been doing pretty good now compared to a lot of other states, a lot of other areas. Like, I can't even fathom, like, like especially like Florida, like when everything kind of like turned around there, and just like, I mean, we all want to get through this, but we should all gotta keep staying safe. We can't be as lackadaisical,
Yep, 100% agree. 100% agree.
Yeah, but yeah, so I figured we'd get a little history about you, like get some of your backstory, NerdyJane before she was nerdy.
Well, I was always. I started
NerdyJane before pre-NerdyJane.
NerdyJane. Yeah, I've always been playing games. You can tell by our ridiculous collection, but one of those Ataris is one of my originals. So I've been playing since I was about 3 years old. Stampede was one of the first games I ever played. All my Stampede fans out there. And I moved to Nintendo. I've always had video games in my life. To my parents' great chagrin, I never grew out of it. I was actually really, really into movies when I was a kid. I didn't really play a lot of video games. I played it here and there, but I didn't really get into video games until my brother's PS1. He was playing Resident Evil, and I walked in when him and my dad were playing Resident Evil, and I ran out screaming. I still remember the scene.
With the dog?
No, the dogs always got me too. Always. But it was the scene, very first zombie you see. You walk up and he's like hunched over in the white jacket. Yes, I remember this detail by detail. And then he turns over his shoulder, and I freaked out, ran out of the room. My brother went to Little League practice. When he came home, his baby sister was in his bedroom, and I had gotten farther than both of them. I was on the giant spider, or was it the snake? Might have been the snake. I got really far in the time that they came back. So yeah, that was me really getting into video games. And then after that, it was, I need my PS2, I need an N64, I needed GameCube, I needed everything.
Skyline in the chat, she says that scared the shit out of her too.
Right? It was a scary moment.
I've never played Resident Evil, but that's always a series I want to check out. But like I'm familiar with that moment. Yeah, so.
That particular scene is like changed my trajectory in life. Played games throughout high school, went into college, went for education. I have my undergrad, my bachelor's and master's in education.
Awesome.
Yep. Didn't have a roommate my first freshman year of college, so I spent many, many nights playing Xbox 360 alone in my dorm room, which was amazing because I'm an introvert. Yeah, and then after college, there was absolutely no teaching jobs in my area, so I went into customer service, which people that have seen my channel will know that I used to have a channel points reward where I did my customer service voice. And then I finally put my degree to good use and went into the corporate training world, and one thing led to another, and now I'm working at a brewery as a corporate trainer kind of thing. And I still sit at home and program video games for training and videos and cartoons, and I do a lot of really fun creative stuff. So
that's really awesome.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do.
That's really cool. So did you, when you were in school and stuff, so education was like your initial goal? That's what you want to do for your career?
I wanted to be a teacher. I actually wanted to develop and use video games in my classroom. At the time, gamification in the classroom wasn't a big thing. I actually had a couple of professors not like some of my papers and give me bad grades because gamification was not an accepted practice. Now you can't go into a classroom without a video game or something for any age. I still use video games for adults. I mean, it's just how humans learn.
Yeah.
So we won't get into educational theory, but so that's what I really wanted to do was create and incorporate video games into classroom. Unfortunately, that never worked because I never got into the classroom. My professor said, on paper, you're terrible. When somebody sees you teach, it's like magic. And I was like, because I sucked at paperwork. I hated making lesson plans, but put me in front of the classroom and I can teach class. So he's like, if you went to an interview and you showed them your lesson plans, they're not going to hire you. If they give you the chance, they'll probably hire you. I never got the chance.
I mean, those kind of classes do exist, though. When I was in college, I actually took a video game history class.
I wanted to take one of those so bad. They started it like the year I graduated. I was so upset.
It was pretty cool. Actually, I talked about it a little bit on a previous episode. My buddy Andrew Kavanaugh, he has a movie YouTube channel, but I was in the class I had the class with him, and that was initially how I met him. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, just going through, basic history class, but then there were times where we were allowed to like bring in a console and just kind of like critique it and kind of do that kind of thing. So I remember I got Batman Arkham City day one, and he let me bring in my PS3 and we hooked it up and we analyzed and critiqued like the opening scene, which I don't know if you remember Arkham City, like like Bruce, he's like in the prison or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was that was just such a cool thing. So like, I don't know. I feel like now, like, I feel like you'd more likely get something like that to go now, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I have a fly in my game room. Yeah, I mean, I could. Why? No, seriously. I think it's because I have beer in here. And for some reason, this fly has been attacking beer cans. Anyway, yeah, I wish I could, but it's honestly, it's almost impossible now. Not that there's no teaching jobs or anything, because there are starting to be, thanks to like the boomers starting to actually retire. And I'm talking real boomers, not like, okay, boomer. They're starting to retire, so there are jobs, but unfortunately, there's also the whole money situation that we all need to live. And it's easy to pay a lot of money to get a teaching degree, which then you can't afford to teach and pay back. So realistically, it's not possible. Not right now. Maybe in the future I'll be able to get back into the classroom, because I actually love teaching. I love kids. I can't wait to someday like tutor or something, just to be involved in like teaching the young of America.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, just make that a future goal, and
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
But for the time being, you love what you're doing.
Yeah, I love it. I get to sit pretty much in my pajamas all day on my couch with my feet up on my computer, typing and creating and making cartoons and all sorts of stuff. So. Luckily, the corporate world is starting to realize that people like fun things and not stuck up, boring crap.
Yep.
So they're giving me a lot more freedom to do fun stuff, especially because I work for a beer company. They're allowing for a lot more fun stuff, but anyway.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I figured we'd also dive into how we met and stuff, which we initially met not in person but on Twitter over a year ago.
Yeah.
It was around the time I was just looking for other folks to support, and my good buddy Mega Gremlin, he gave me some really good advice, because I had this channel going, and I didn't really know the important aspects of joining communities and community building and stuff. So he gave me a real good gave me some real good advice, and was really like looking around for like a lot of other smaller channels just to share the love and see what everyone else has got going on. Initially met Just Mike Plays, met Hazy Games, and then that was around the time I met you too. And you had pretty much like just like started your channel too. So
yep, I may have had 50 followers. I may have already had, because I met Just Mike Plays and got into that community just as I was hitting affiliate. So I must have had like just 50 or maybe like 52. And I remember I reached out to you. I don't know who followed who first, but I remember reaching out to you because I loved your logo. And I was like, who did that? And you said you did it. I said, okay. Just for the hell of it, how much is it? And you gave me the price, and I was like, yeah, I don't even know if I want to do this in 2 months. And you're like totally worth it. Don't get me wrong. But I was just like, I don't know about that. So that's when I was just like, we'll keep it as is and see what happens. And honestly, it's probably for the best because now I feel much more comfortable in like graphic design because of it. And I actually use that at work now. So it's just snowballed. So it's probably good I didn't take you up on the offer, but still.
I mean, your logo still came out cool. I mean,
yeah.
I got my nerd herder card here.
Yeah, my nerd herd card.
with her fancy logo. I love the way that it came out. Like, did you do you have like a lot of design experience, or not as much? You just kind of like dabbled in it like in school, or you just kind of
didn't even do anything school-wise. I'm a visual learner. Here comes my learning education background. I'm a visual learner for sure. So, and I'm a kinesthetic learner, which means I learn by doing. So, the logo was the only thing I actually had in mind when I started. I knew I wanted a skull with geeky glasses. The bow was not the original. In the original design, it was just purple glasses on a skull. And then I added a bow because I was like, I still need to make it a little bit girlier. So I added the bow and I'm like, perfect, done. So yeah, that was the only thing I actually knew, because I didn't even want my name to be NerdyJane because I've used it for so long. I wanted it to be a totally different persona. I wanted it to be, different. I was gonna do one of my more original gamer tags I don't use anymore was Undead Jane or Jane the Undead. I was gonna do a whole zombie theme, and then I was, I really, really thought about it, and I was like, forget it, NerdyJane.
Here's what you should do. You should make that a channel point challenge, because I did a similar thing where everyone just finished funding it out last time to unleash the luchador, to bring Lucha Cops to the channel. Who unrelated, of course. He's gonna give me the day off, and I don't want to like piss him off because he'll give me the K-bot from the top rope. So.
I love it. Yeah, maybe I could do like zombie makeup or something for it.
Yeah,
it's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good idea. So that was my original, was going to be all zombie themed, but I'm not really a huge zombie fan, and I wasn't going to do all scary games. I was thinking maybe a Fallout thing because I'm such a Fallout fan, but then again, I'm like, I'm not going to play just Fallout games. Forget, I'll just go with NerdyJane. Twist my arm. So that's how it came about.
And how did you come up with the NerdyJane name? just
honestly, the transformation of my gamer tag went something about being a dictator, because my friends when I was like 18 thought I would like be a dictator or something. I don't really know how that all started, and then it changed to Jane the Ripper, which my friends wanted me to change it to Jane the Stripper. Nope. So then it went to Undead Jane or Jane the Undead. I use those interchangeable. And then it went to NerdyJane because I was nerdy about a lot more things than just zombies and scary things, which I'm not really a huge scary. I don't know where Undead came from. I do. It was DC Universe. They had the undead skin, and I loved the fact of like a really pretty ugly character. Because if you ever played DC Universe, it's all like, it's DC Comics, so big boob, perfect figure, skinny little waist, and I was like, but she's gonna be looking like a corpse. That's what's gonna happen. So I made her like horrible looking, but still had like the superhero physique of the comic books. So that's where Undead Jane came out. And yeah.
And you just use that through like MMOs and some of your other games.
Yep. I love the idea of ugly characters with like a really good personality. So that's probably why I like, Hancock and some other Fallout ghoul characters, because I just loved like this heart of gold or this personality that's like a beautiful personality in just a horribly ugly shell. So that's where that came from. Sweet. Long story short, here we are.
And you also have your...
Beer. I warned you, it's a 10%er.
Hey, cheersy, you know?
Cheers. For the record, if you guys couldn't see, I'm also drinking another half. This is their 1-year anniversary, which is a 10%er, so...
I'm not sure what percent this is.
Probably 8.5.
Oh, there it is. I think. 7.8. Not too bad. But yeah, cheers, everybody. Of course, welcome in Bridge, welcome in Dub, everybody. Good to see you.
Hi, Bridge!
But you also have your, on top of NerdyJane, you also have your Mama Bear moniker, which...
I do have Mama Bear. I do. I don't...
But you got that just through Twitch. That wasn't...
That was through, COG. That was through the community of gamers. I said something like, stop picking on somebody else. And I think it was Just Mike Plays goes, you're like a mother hen. And I was like, can I be a mama bear instead? Because hens feel like, they just like pick at things and they're like harsh. I want to be a mama bear that's like, give big bear hugs, but if you mess with one of my cubs, I'm going to claw your face off, that kind of thing. So that's where Mama Bear came up, and I really liked that kind of... And I feel like I feel like that's not a different personality. I feel like that's interchangeable with NerdyJane. I feel like... It's
a cute fitting name for you.
Right.
I like it.
I feel like I don't want that to be something different. I feel like I try to incorporate taking care of, and I do. I want to support and take care of, and punch anybody that hurts my friends in the face. So I feel like I've always been the type that's taking care of people. Mm-hmm. So like when we go out drinking, I'd be the designated driver because I want to make sure everybody got home okay. Like I've just always been that person, so it was very easy to. Yeah.
Also, my Trav, thank you so much for the 8-month sub, buddy. Really appreciate you. Enjoy your continued use of those Emperor's New Groove themed emotes. Enjoy the Angry Cop emote. Enjoy ad-free viewing. And yeah, really appreciate you, my man. And of course, if you haven't followed my Trav, give him a follow. He's actually on the path to affiliate himself, so
woo!
Let's go show him some love. And Monkey Ant.
I didn't know that.
Monkey Ant, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're doing well, too. Pleasure to have you. Of course, we got our NerdyJane command right there. You were like the second, I think, Channel Point Redemption command.
That's one that I will always get VIP, or if there's a custom command, I will get those two every time.
Oh, yeah.
Can't explain it, just will.
So, I mean, you have the Mother Bear moniker, but did anyone jokingly give the husband the Papa Bear moniker, or do you?
Mr. Nerdy is what we call him, is Mr. Nerdy. So he's believe it or not, he stopped on stream early on in my streaming career. The video's probably gone, but I asked him to bring me a drink or something, and he came on, and like you could only see from like here down. And I'm like, say hi, babe. And he's like, what's up, my nerds? And then he walked out. All right, there he is. There's Mr. Nerdy.
Bridge39, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate you, bud. Welcome on in. So, so for the husband, so he doesn't want to make like another appearance, or he's just
he may. It won't be planned. I've asked him if he's wanted to come on. He just doesn't have an interest for it. He's very much, I mean, he doesn't even talk in games online. Like, he loves Wreckfest. It's one of his favorite games. He plays online all the time. And he doesn't even get on microphones for that, let alone come in front of a Twitch.
Nice.
That's okay, though.
I mean, it'd still be fun to, see you guys do, like, a little co-op, like, either, like, I don't know, Smash or Mario Kart or something like that. Like, I think that'd be kind of
very
fun.
competitive. We get very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not attractive. I'm a bad shit talker to my husband, poor thing. So if he wins, it's like, but if I win, it's like, oh, eat it, whatever. Like, And he'll have to be like, if he wins, he's like, oh, it's okay, honey. Me next time. And then if I win, I'm like, yeah, suck it. Like, it's not good. Not good. It's not even. I understand, guys.
He's not one to rub it in.
He can be. It depends on the game, but yeah, I definitely rub it in more than he does.
What is the usual game you'll play together?
We've done a lot of Mario Maker for the Switch. A lot of Switch games. I'm not big on the racing games because I'm really bad at them. I'm good at Mario Kart, Smash Brothers. Usually when we do Smash, though, we'll do like we haven't beaten the story mode yet, so we'll we'll go back and forth and beat the story mode. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We do a lot of like TV. We've been going through the Marvel movies. Honestly, our date nights are usually my time to not be gaming. He can only game for about an hour or two before he's like, okay, I'm done. Like, he's just bored.
Yeah.
So we'll watch a movie or something. But it's a good time for me to just step away.
Yeah.
So, like, we designate certain nights that I'm, like, not streaming. We spend time together, and it's got to. So.
I mean, you mentioned you were, like, big into movies, like, growing up, too, and especially now, like, what have been your go-tos? What are, like, the classic NerdyJane approved pictures?
Ooh, NerdyJane approved pictures. We've been going through, like I said, the Marvel movies a lot. We're trying to go through them in chronological order, so we're about halfway done with the whole series. I almost said trilogy, like there's only 3 Marvel movies. We like Star Wars, do a lot of Star Wars. Harry Potter, believe it or not. My husband had never seen Harry Potter, and we went a couple years ago to Universal. And I just wanted to see the Harry Potter one. I didn't care about the rest of it. I didn't want to see any of it. I wanted to go right there. So we saw it from a distance, and we finally get there, and he's like, wow, this is really cool. And there's even a store in Diagon Alley that, like, I really wanted to go into, is the wand shop. And I was like, so excited to go into it. And when we left, he was like, okay, we gotta watch the movies. So he bought all the DVDs, and we had to watch them. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he's a nerd too. Mr. Nerdy is not just because he's my husband, it's because he's a big time nerd too. He won't admit it, but he's a big time. So we just got into Fall Guys. So all you Fall Guys fans. Yeah, we bought it on PS4. We played it the first night, and he was not digging it at all. And I was like, can you just please be open-minded? Like, it's a good game, I promise. He's like, oh no, I'm just not feeling it. And then the very next day, I texted him while he was at work. He's like, I'm kind of really wanting to play that game again. And I was like, Fall Guys, I knew it! I was so excited. So I don't know if he's played again since, but
I still haven't played it yet. I added it to my library because it was free for PS Plus. But if you want to play, I mean, we're trying to get a group of PlayStation buds together. So,
well, it's supposed to go cross-platform eventually. I will say that I noticed a little bit of a delay, honestly, between my computer version and the Sony version. I feel like when I jumped, I had to jump like a half a second earlier than I normally would on my PC. I don't know if it's just the controllers. My husband beats on the controllers. But, so yeah, it could be the controller.
Could be something. Could be something they could patch out too. Yeah,
could be it. Some people have mentioned, I brought it up to a few Sony players, and they said, well, it's a little rough around the edges, so I could see it either way. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's stupid fun, but it's so good. Monkey, who followed you, is like a pro. So if you need tips, talk to Monkey. He's gotten like 20 wins. I've gotten like 1, and it was a tie. I didn't even win by myself. I tied with somebody, but I got the crown. That's all that matters.
I mean, it looks hysterical. Like, I was watching my buddy Jay Degner in the chat. He played it with BE, and it was. I mean, it just looks so much fun, and I was kind of hoping that it would be cross-platform, like off the rip. I mean, I guess you can't really blame them for not having that at launch, but hopefully that'll be the case.
Their servers they already have server issues out making it cross-platform, so it's kind of like. And yeah, I saw you, Monkey. I saw your comment. And I see you too, Black Sky. Hi, dear. Black Sky's my buddy.
All the buds
so yeah,
in here.
all the buds. But yeah, it's a great game. You're gonna love it. You're gonna have so much fun with it. It is more fun with friends. I get way too serious when it's just me. With other people, it kind of curbs my anger and my rage. But I haven't felt that kind of rage since Cuphead. So And if you know my Cuphead stories, that was just strings of swear words that I don't even know how I still am on Twitch because of them. But yeah.
I mean, I'm excited that I can finally play Cuphead now too, because it's just got brought on PS4.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would love to watch you play Cuphead. It's so hard, but you'd probably like breeze through it.
I don't know. I mean, actually did better than I thought I would in Celeste. But I mean, this is completely they're completely different. Like one is just side-scrolling shooter, and yeah,
it's a bullet hell game for sure. But like once you get into it, it's almost like muscle memory. You just start learning the patterns, and then you can go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you'd be fine.
Made out of cheese. Thank you so much for the follow, buddy. Welcome on in. Appreciate to have you in. Hope you're doing well.
Hi,
yeah, you mentioned that both you and the husband. I mean, both grew up with the classics and stuff. Like you go back and you still play a lot of the older stuff too, or are you mostly just sticking with like modern stuff at the moment?
We do go back and play the old stuff. We used to have date nights right in here, and all of those systems are actually hooked up to the television. So you can walk in, change I set it all up. I probably have to redo a couple of things, but you just press a button, and you turn the system on, and it pops up on the TV. So we have like 6 different switchers. You just got to find the right switcher.
Yep.
But we did that a couple of times, and we really liked it, but it was such a pain in the ass. And we got, I don't know if you know what a Raspberry Pi is.
Yep.
So we have one of those. And I got a little case that looks like a little Nintendo machine. So we usually just plug that into the big screen in the living room. Mm-hmm. Chillax and play like Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble is our go-to. Bubble Bobble, and it was for the Neo Geo. I point this way because we have an arcade machine too.
You did? Which one?
The Neo, just a red cab Neo Geo 4-slot.
That's awesome.
What's the name? It's a bowling game. It's like their best bowling game. And yes, there's like 3 bowling games played up. But I can't remember what it is, but every time I'm like, I want to play bowling, and they have a tagline where when you click start, it goes, "Let's bowl." So that's what whenever I'm like, I want to go bowling, let's bowl, and then he knows exactly what. So I'm like a 3-year-old that can't remember what the game's name is, so I just say, "Let's bowl," and then we go. There's that.
That's awesome. I basically had like the same thing with my setup. I mean, just like my streaming setup, I have like 7 consoles hooked up, 8 consoles. I lost count. And then there's different switches and different just maneuvering like so many like cables around, and it's a bit of a mess, but I don't know, it works. And I feel
exactly.
Having the authenticity, I guess.
See, I thought you played. That's why I said like on a PC, hey, you should get 70s. We were doing the test, and I was like, you should get 76 on a PC. You're like, yeah, if I had a PC. I just figured you played emulators because like you just have everything ready to go. I didn't know systems, which is fantastic. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it works, and I mean, because I do mine off a Mac, which is not optimal, but it gets the job done, I guess.
Yeah, you work with what you got.
Yeah, exactly. And you've on the channel from the games you played, or just expressed that you grew up like a big fan of like the Fallout series, Zelda, God of War. Like, what makes those series like stand out amongst like all the other ones, and like what really stands out about those to you?
It's always the story, hands down. If it doesn't have a good story, I don't want to play it. So that's why like RPGs when I was growing up was always a big thing. But I have what we call video game bunny syndrome, which is I just hop. I don't stay on a game too long. So any RPG that had any awesome story. I mean, I played Dark Cloud 2, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 10. Awesome. I never got to the end of them. The Dot Hack series, I did get through like 2 of those because those were an excellent series. And you could, port your character over, which was great, so I didn't have to go through and grind it all again. But I love a good story, but if it's too long, it loses my attention. So God of War, 20 hours, you could beat it. Assassin's Creed, excluding the new ones that have like 500 hours of side quests, you could beat the main story in 20 to 30 hours. The Bully game.
Bully's so good.
Oh, such a good game, right?
I want a Bully 2 so bad.
Oh my god, it's so good. I can't believe they haven't made a second one yet.
Yeah.
Loved Bully. Like, I've almost got fired for Bully. Anyway, won't go into that story.
I mean, you can if you want. I mean, you brought...
College 24-hour gaming session, had to work in the dining hall that night. Not a good idea. I almost fell asleep sitting in the chair, and my boss sent me home to my dorm. So anyway, there it was. I made some BS story that my roommate was, again, I didn't have a roommate freshman year, but I made some poop story that my roommate kept me up all night crying. So that's why I was tired, when really it was Bully. And then what did I do? Did I go back to my dorm and did I sleep?
Nope.
No.
Played more Bully.
I played more Bully. Hell yes, I did. So that's exactly what I did. So anyway, any game that I can beat within 40 to 50 hours is good. Fallout is an outlier. I will sink into Fallout for, I think I have, last time I checked, which is, I blew through that, was 1,300 hours on my PC version alone.
Wow.
I have it on my Xbox One, which had 600 to 700 hours.
Wow.
So lots of building, lots of mods. That's why that game I can keep going back to. But yeah, it's if it's a story that I can digest pretty quickly, it's definitely more of a story I can get into. Legend of Zelda, again, is one of those that it's a little bit longer, but it's such a good story. I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just Ocarina of Time. Like, I didn't care for Majora's Mask. Oh, caveat, cannot have a time limit on it. Like, you're going to die in 20 days if you don't do it. Oh, and there's a timer constantly going. Nope, sorry, gone. Not happening. That's why I didn't like Fallout 1 so much. It was because, oh, your vault's going to die in 120 days. Good luck. I was like, nope. Because I'm going to sit there in the first town for 20 days, figuring out what the hell I'm supposed to do. So don't tell me I only have 120 days to do this, because it's not going to happen.
I mean, granted, in Majora, you could make the time go a lot slower.
Yeah, I know. And there was like, I think wasn't there something like you can go back and forth in time too, or am I totally making?
You could speed up time, and then you could
slow it down.
Slow it down, or make it like go at like half the speed or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even make it that far. I'm pretty sure that I started the game, I turned into the little Deku version, and then it was like, okay, you have this much time, and then I saw that there was a timer, and I was like, well, that was fun. That was me clicking it off. So yeah, if there's certain games I don't like the pressure. I like to explore.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
it's
why
nice not having a fire under you when you're playing something.
Right. The first time. I mean, if it's like the third time, give me a timer. I don't care, because I've already explored it the first time. So yeah, that's why I couldn't get into the first Fallout too much. I love the story. I love the concepts. I've read all the lore from 1 and 2. I love the lore from 1 and 2, but I can't play them. I mean, the game's like super. The controls are just awful now, so we won't even go into that aspect of it. But it's the timer that really gets me. Second one doesn't have a timer, but still.
Black Sky also mentioned you're a big BioShock fan too. You've been playing through that series on your channel. You went through Infinite and played through 1. Actually, I've only played Infinite myself. I really want to give the series a shot. But what makes that series so special to you? Just again with the story with that one, or?
The story is fantastic. That is my favorite game of all time. Beats out any Fallout game lore-wise.
Wow.
The first BioShock game was the first game that ever like emotionally hit me. I played it, oh god, it must have been senior year of high school, because I'm old when it came out. And
not that old.
I'm okay being old. I got to experience games for my whole life, like little dots where you bounce a dot next to each other, like
complete minimalism to realistic.
To where it is now. I love it. You get a very deep appreciation for stuff that way. But yeah, the BioShock series, the first one on a medium difficulty, you can still beat in like 30 hours. But you could easily spend 60, 70 hours getting all the tapes, exploring all the areas. I really like lore that's hidden and stuff. And that's one of the reasons I really like the Fallout series, is there's so much lore to be found in little things, and lore that you can create yourself and have discussions about and disagreements about. I am going to come out with a theory video I have from something in New Vegas, so I won't get into that, but
Sweet.
there's a dead body laying on the ground. There's a, if you go into a sewer in Fallout 4, and I know people don't like Fallout 4, but if you go into a sewer in Fallout 4, there's 2 bodies holding hands with 1 stim pack in the middle. There's no other story, there's no documentation, there's no paperwork, but you can assume that those were 2 people in love, that neither of them wanted to take the saving stim pack, so they both died with each other rather than take something from the other person. And it's just like those little moments where you're just like, it just gives such a depth to the world. So any game that has a really deep world building too, I think kicks it for me too. So yeah, lore is huge if it doesn't have a good story. And that's why I don't like things, don't hate me anybody. I don't like things like Fortnite. I think there's no story in Fortnite. Apex has very light lore, but it still doesn't have a story. I mean, it doesn't have characters to care about.
I mean, granted, it's more so like those games are just more about the multiplayer anyway, so.
Right, which is fine. And I'm not knocking it, and I'm not knocking anybody who plays those. But if it doesn't have a story, BioShock 2 had a online, and it had a story, believe it or not. Fallout 76 has their stupid Battle Royale, which I hated until I found out that there's an actual story. And the further you progress in levels, you unlock different parts in the starting area where you can learn more about the vault that you're in. Like, just give me some kind of story. It's got to have a story.
Mitch.
Except for Fall Guys.
Sorry, I got to interrupt you one sec. Mitch, thank you so much for that 7-month sub. Really appreciate you, buddy. He's also a big BioShock fan. Was playing through the series on his channel.
Nice.
Speaking of
cool.
BioShock 2, I think wasn't that the one that had like that collector's edition with like that came with like the soundtrack, the vinyl soundtrack or something?
Oh, you mean the one that's on my bottom?
That was gonna be my next question if you owned it.
Yes, I do. I moved it. It didn't fit on my bottom shelf anymore. I do have it. Yes. Collector's editions for games that I'm obsessed with are a must-have. Even 76, I have more than one collector's edition. But that's because my friend never picked it up. That's not because I wanted it.
Corellian Jedi, Trip, welcome in, friends. Good to see you as well. Appreciate you stopping in. So you said...
Can I answer B's question real quick?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I'm actually a huge fan of the Telltale series. I loved Wolf Among Us is one of my favorite games. Probably I'd say top 15. That's a lot when I've been playing since I was 3 and I'm now 32. So top 15 is still pretty good. But I loved Wolf Among Us, and I'm really excited that somebody bought out Telltale so that we can get more of them. Okay, sorry, continue.
No, it's all good. I mean, yeah, some of those, like I've only played a few of those myself, but those are pretty good.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if, like, for VNs, if that was, like, specifically, like, because I know he's playing AI right now, the Sonya Files. I guess I just wasn't sure of, like, with, like, Telltale, if that's, like, considered more VN.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I consider it more of a visual novel, because it is, what's the word? Time-sensitive stuff. Like, you're making decisions that will ultimately change stuff, but it's very, like, time-sensitive. All the action is just, like, you're sliding down a hill, make sure you hit A quickly, or what was that? Man of Medan, or Medan, or Median, or...
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Like
Madman, whatever the hell it was.
I think it was from the Until Dawn developers, I think.
Yes. That was a lot of QuickTime events. Thank you, B. Lots of QuickTime events, and then, like, your decisions if you didn't react fast enough, like one of the characters just died, and I was like, that is way too much anxiety for me. I was watching Jedi Greg play it, and one point, like, he missed a thing and the guy fell all the way down. You just see blood leaking from his head, and I was like, never gonna play that because I like that character, and now I don't want to play it. Like, so.
Man of Medan. Man of Medan.
Medan. Okay.
And then Black Sky recommends you play Life is Strange if you like those games, if you haven't played it.
I was thinking about it. I've had a lot of people tell me to play it. I've seen people play Life is Strange 2, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But I think the first one was definitely better, according to reviews, so I'm thinking I might try Life is Strange. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned that, like, how important story is to you. Like, would you say, like, are there some games where, like, story isn't as important to you that you consider, like, up there for you?
Fall Guys, probably the only one.
Yeah. That's
just Fall Guys has 0. There's no story, but it's just adorable and fun. There's a couple of games that story isn't as important, but it has to be really, really fun otherwise. Like Mario Party, Mario Kart. The game just has to be really good. And I have to not care if there's a story or not. But that's why I just didn't get into the Battle Royale series too much. I also think the series is way too watered down now. There's just too many of them. And they just don't float my boat.
Jedi says there is a story. That Fall Guys deep lore. I'm joking.
The life and death of a jelly bean. Yeah, basically that's the story. It's not even death. They just like bounce around and then they go to the next round. You're playing a game show with jelly beans. That's basically. You want to call that a story, I guess, but it's no earth-shattering, spin like in BioShock 1, which I will not say because Kopps hasn't played it yet. And the moment in BioShock 1, there's a moment that just blows your freaking mind, and there's no way you can miss it. It is my absolute favorite video game moment of all time. Beats out Resident Evil 1, beats out any other video game moment is when that happened, because I just remember like how hard it hit me, and I was just like, what? Like, it just blew my mind. It was the only time, well, not the only, first times of video games literally blew my mind to the point where I paused and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I just lost my mind. So, yeah. So you'll have to play BioShock 1 and then we'll have to discuss. We'll have to meet again and discuss.
It sounds good. Sounds good. I mean, I think I played, it was Celeste recently. Like, that was one that, like, I mean, it didn't have like a mind-blowing moment, but it was just like one that really connected with me, like on like a personal level, like just like,
And that Celeste is weird because like I watch people play Celeste. Maybe it's because I've been watching Majama, Mr. Majama. I've been watching him playing him watch. Okay, bye-bye. I've been watching him play Celeste, and he does speed runs of Celeste.
That's awesome.
He's super, super good at it, but since I only watch speedrunners, I've never seen the story of it. So I'm like, yeah, the gameplay is really cool, but I would probably throw something through my screen because it's such a frustrating game. But to hear you say that it's like connected with you on a personal level makes me kind of want to play it, because it means that there's more than just this chick climbing a mountain and getting and changing her hair color.
I mean, yeah, I'd say definitely check it out.
Yeah, I have to. And then I'll blame you and have you pay for my new computer screen when I throw something through my computer screen.
I think you can handle it.
Looks lovely. It just looks so frustrating. Okay. But.
Yeah. Actually, I think the last game that actually like gave me like a what the fuck at the end was at the end of Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
Like,
yep.
During like the very, very end, like something I did not expect to happen, and thankfully like I wasn't really spoiled for it, so.
Yeah, I haven't played to the very end yet. I'm like 3/4 the way done. I really love the actor that they had to play him, the voice actor. I like him a lot, so I was really excited to see him in that game.
Yeah. Well, he was Joker from the Gotham series. That's how I knew him. Like, hey, he's Joker.
I was really hoping that they'd make him they'd put him in the new Batman movie as Joker. Not the Joker standalone. I think Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job. We won't go down that rabbit hole, but I think that I would love to see him come back as young Joker if they ever do like a young Batman. Because they're eventually going to reset it because now they have what's his name? The new kid, the one that played in Twilight. Peterson.
Why am I blanking on his name now?
I don't know him. I never saw Twilight, so. But anyway, I'll give anybody a shot to be Batman, but not anybody can be Joker. So, and I was not happy that Heath Ledger got the part. I am now. Nobody come at me. But originally I was like, Heath Ledger? Come on, get out. No, don't worry. But originally I wouldn't want to give him a chance. But so that's why I'll give everybody a chance to play Batman. But Joker, I would love if they did Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, any of those, and have Willem Dafoe as the Joker. There was somebody that did like a makeup version, like put him in makeup, and he was perfect for that kind of Joker.
It was Robert Pattinson. That's who it is.
That's it.
Thank you, Jedi.
That's it. I said Peterson, and then I went James Peterson, which I think is an author or something. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, because I feel that was the same argument with Michael Keaton back in the day. Like everyone, like no one liked him or didn't think he was fitting of that part because he was in like Mr. Mom and some other like kind of silly stuff, and they're like, I don't know, but they just. He's
such a versatile actor that we know now.
Yeah,
I know back
now,
then.
Yeah. But you can't judge a book by its cover a lot of the time. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's very true. But nobody will ever be Jack Nicholson. Nobody will ever be Jack Nicholson in my heart. He was perfect. He was absolutely perfect for that role.
Yeah. Mark Hamill's still my personal.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying live action. Live action. Mark Hamill is, and I was this close to spending $250 to see him in New York City but I didn't because that's money, even for Mark Hamill. I think it was a picture with them, and then he signed something. He signed that picture for $200.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I want to get into just talking about your channel in general now. I mean, you've started a little over a year ago, so you started going live, and you've really your channel's really blown up since then. What's it been like since like your first experiences and dipping your feet in, and then going from there?
My first experiences was it was always a really good experience. I've never had a bad day streaming. I consider myself really, really lucky for that. I think early on, I can't say we never do. Really? With these?
They want some of your brewski.
Well, that's the thing, because it's such like a sweet beer. I have like these two little gnats that are flying around my freaking camera.
Oh, now I see it.
Yep. Yeah, that's been here. Like, anyway.
Good.
Anyway, I think that we're talking about streaming. Early on, how do we feel about it? Early on, I felt really lucky to find a community. I think, kind of like you said, networking. I saw from like day one that networking was key, but I really wasn't big on Twitter. I really wasn't good at networking, period. So it took me a while to kind of get into that whole aspect of it. I just saw it fly in front of my camera. But I think that I didn't know what to expect. I've said it on my channel multiple times. I never knew what to expect getting into streaming. I didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know anything more than 50, maybe 50 followers. I didn't think that... somebody, I remember when I first started, one of my friends was like, oh yeah, I used to stream on Twitch. I was like, oh really? He's like, yeah, I had like 600 followers. And I was like, 600 followers? Get the frig out of here. Like, I'll be lucky if I cross 100. Like, I never thought it would be anything like it is now. And to be honest, my first couple of months was very testing the waters, how I wanted to do it, what I wanted to play. if I wanted to be that rage-filled streamer that I was early on because of Cuphead, if I wanted to be my personality, like who I wanted to be on screen, like it was a lot to adjust to. And I tried different things, a lot of different things. But eventually I just settled on like, I'm just going to be me and just do my thing. And early on it was a lot of like, oh, I just really want people to like me and hit that follow button and blah, blah, blah. And now it's just like, I said it on my stream on Sunday or Monday. Your content has to just be your content. Mm-hmm. It can't be for anybody else. Yes, you want people to come and enjoy it. Yes, you want people to be in your chat. And I used to think people that are like, this is my channel, I'm going to do what I want. It's not quite that either. But you just got to be like, I found that it works best to just be you and make the content that you want to make. Exactly. Appreciate the people that spend time with you. Appreciate the people that spend the most important thing in life is time. Because that's the only thing that we're limited with. We can get more money. You can get more stuff. You can, get a better job or everything else is not necessarily finite, but time is. So if somebody takes 2-3 hours sometimes out of their day to spend it with you, like that's a crazy responsibility in my opinion. Like, exactly. I'm not always the most entertaining person, but I realize that like nobody's gonna tune in if I'm gonna be a person, and nor should they. So I wanted to always create something that people would want to tune into. It's still me, and if you don't like me, that's okay. My content's not for you. If you don't like what I tweet, that's okay. It's not for you. Unfollow and move on with your day. If you still want to follow, support me, but you don't like what I post, just scroll past. Mm-hmm. It's not for you. That's okay. But I'm still gonna put out what I want put out into the world to do what I want to do with it. So, yeah, your content doesn't have to be for anybody else, except for what you want to share with the world. Exactly. Yeah. Just do what you love, and everyone that you meet along the way, and they show you support, they show you love, and likewise you show them love back, and sometimes you'll play something and then jump onto something else, and they might not like that, but if it's, and I've told you this before. I've told some other folks this. The folks that stick by you are the strongest part of your community. They're just it's so amazing. Like just especially like during these times, like how just like how supportive like so many folks can be, and just all the love going around, and just you just can't really bring yourself down if if someone unfollows or someone doesn't dig your content, but it's just you just keep striving to improve what you got going, and and then the folks that stick by you, they'll be with you, and that's I think that's just super important, and that's one thing you brought up was a really good point. We all have those days where you just like, Kopps knows because I've talked to him about it, but you just have these days where you just little things happen that you're like, should I continue doing it? Not should I continue doing it. I don't think I ever doubted that I should continue streaming, but it just gets you down the dumps, if you're focused on something that you shouldn't be focused on. And that's kind of helped me grow too, as a person too, but as a streamer and a content creator and everything else, that you're going to have ups and downs, but if you're enjoying it, keep doing it. Yeah. Like if it makes you happy, I've always been a supporter of, if it makes you feel good, do it, as long as you're not hurting somebody else. Yeah. You're not preying on somebody that you shouldn't be preying on or anything like that. As long as it's not hurting anybody else, do what you want to do. Live your life. You only live once, and time's precious, so do what you want to do. Exactly. Whether that's on my channel or hanging out with Kopps or, doing whatever you're going to do, just enjoy it. And if you're not enjoying it, don't do it anymore, because if you're not enjoying it, you're not helping anybody. So. Exactly. But yeah, the support is my favorite part of Twitch. Like, YOLO, exactly.
Yeah, you have to be you, exactly. Yep.
But the support, I think, is the thing that I never thought of when I joined Twitch. I thought I would have people come to my channel, hang out, we'd talk games and stuff, but I never thought I'd meet so many people that I want to actively hang out with.
Exactly.
Like meet at a convention. Or, game with and try new games that they like because they like it, and really broaden my horizon in that aspect too. So it's just the support and the meeting of new people is so crazy unique on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a social platform that is unlike anything else, because on Twitter you see a post or two from somebody. That's a funny meme you posted. That's a funny GIF. That's a really insightful message you posted. But seeing somebody like on camera, or even just playing a game and raging, or whatever they're doing on channel, like, you're seeing the real them. Not many people can keep a really fake personality when they're playing games, because you're so absorbed in the game, or you're so absorbed in chat. So you get to connect with somebody on such a more personal level than any other social media platform. TikTok, social media, not to go too deep into this, social media is a weird thing because everybody puts their perfect self on social media. So are you going to post a picture of the food that you burnt for dinner? No. I'm going to post a picture of the perfect pancakes I made the next morning. But you're not going to see the 5 other dishes I butchered the last week. You're going to see my perfect pancakes. You're like, wow, she's a really good cook. I suck at cooking. Actually, I'm not too bad at cooking. Baking, totally different situation. But cooking, I'm all right with. But still, you're going to think I'm a really good cook. Everybody puts their perfect self on social media. So a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people, it kind of skews their version of somebody, because, again, you're not going to put a burnt piece of toast on there. You're going to put the perfect pancake. Whereas Twitch, when you're in the middle of playing Cuphead and you've died from that freaking dragon for the 50th time, and you're using all the right bullets, what the frig, I shouldn't be losing anymore. You get a much better version of a view of the person. You can really make a better connection with that person and really know who they are.
Yeah.
In a way that TikTok included. You're going to film that TikTok video 30 times before they put the final product out. But you think it's their first time, so man, that guy's really good at TikTok videos. No, he probably did it 30 times and made 30 mistakes. But you're going to see the perfect version of it. Twitch is different. Live streaming is different. Whether it's Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or wherever you do it, it's a totally different world. It's just really, really, that's what I think makes it so cool. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you said it perfectly, and I really like that analogy too.
I just put that Pan's message, and yes, that dragon.
Yeah. Berezovsky, good to see you. She mentions social media love-hate relationship for sure.
Oh yeah, and it's honestly, I feel lucky, and that's why I said, like, my age, I don't mind being old, because I grew up without social media. I was a freshman in college when it started. I think it came out in 2005. I started college in 2006. I'm old. I didn't have to deal with social media in middle school, high school. I had to deal with it in college, but then it was super, like, yeah, we had MySpace, but MySpace was like, whatever. It was super in its infancy. Now, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do when I have kids. I use Twitter for a few things, and I tend to focus on making sure I surround myself with good people. Mm-hmm. So if I don't like somebody's content, I have no problem just being like, unfollow, moving on with my life. Social media now, there's so many people that don't realize what social media is. Again, perfect pancake, the rest of their life could be on fire, but all you see is this. You see this little tiny window of somebody's life. And that's it. You don't see everything else that's going on around them, so it's hard to judge character and respect what other people are going through and what their real meaning was. And I feel bad for kids. You damn whippersnappers. I had to grow up with this. I said, like, my age is perfect.
I mean, in comparing that with Twitch itself, because you mentioned, because then, you'll you'll find their channel, and then you might. This happened to me many times. My buddy Modest Malice, I always use this example. He was playing Chrono Cross, like my favorite game. I was just looking up, and he just happened to be playing that day, and in turn, became friends with him, became friends with B, Jay Dagner, all those guys, and just showing support to everybody. And then you at first you go for the game, but then then it's just like, I don't care what you play, I'm here for you, man. Like that's what it is. Exactly. And I think that's what's so great about the platform.
Yeah, and what's really cool about the platform is, like, I met Trip B on your channel, pretty sure, and because of that, me and Trip B are close. And like that's where I think a lot of not YouTubers, Twitch streamers don't realize the importance of checking out different streams and being in other people's streams to help grow. Is you meet so many different people, and then you go check out their content, like you said, and then they check out your content, and then you're in their channel and you say a couple of funny things, or whatever you do, and then 2 of their people are now checking you out. Now you're checking those 2 people out. Like, it's such a snowball effect just by connecting with people and networking through the platform. And I think that's, again, very unique for Twitch, because you don't have to just go into everybody's channel and meet as many people as you want, but you can like go into content that you like and like hang out in there and meet different people. And it's just it's like different tiers. Dating myself, because I don't even know if they have these anymore. But like chat rooms, you used to go into chat rooms and you'd like meet some people, and like it's just like individual chat rooms on everybody's channel where you're just like meeting new people.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anybody who says ASL in my chat, I will ignore you. So if anybody remembers what ASL was, or am I totally dating?
your AIM profile back in the day.
ASL.
Dealing with that like dang old dial-up internet.
Yep. Oh, I still remember that noise. Heck yeah. Big old AOL.
Your mom banging on the floor. Get off the internet!
I still remember one time, like, we had dial-up for a long time. And I just remember, like, we put the computer room in my older sister's bedroom when she moved out. Mm-hmm. So, like, I had to go down the stairs, through the hallway, past my brother's room, into her bedroom to get on. So I was like, you could not hide that. You were not hiding that from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, we were talking about community in general, and just how just how many great folks we've met through there. Like, we were part of the COD community, started by our good bud Just Mike Plays. Met Ed Campers and.
Oh yeah, Ed. Camp the boy now. He's Camp the boy now.
Camp the boy. Trip, Jedi, Burley. There's a lot of really great folks part of that, and just how vital is it, to especially if you're like starting to get into streaming, how important it is to be a part of a community, or be involved in the community.
I wouldn't say it's vital. I take it back. I think it's important, and it'll help you grow quicker than you might have originally done it. Whether that's, and you can say, oh, it's not really it is. It'll be your goal to get people watching you, because it sucks. We've all been there. Mm-hmm. One viewer and it's your freaking Nightbot that's making sure, and then the only people that pop in are the bots saying, do you want to be famous? Oh, no, I don't with my one viewer. Get the hell out of here. Like, we've all been there, You want to grow. I mean, and it's okay to want to grow. It's okay to want to shoot for affiliate. It's okay to want to shoot for partner. But you got to surround yourself with the right people, and streamer communities are a great place to start. Mm-hmm. It's not some place that you may want to stay forever. But it's important to start, because they're probably going to come with different experiences that you don't have. And it's better to learn from somebody that's already made all the mistakes than for you to sit there for 6 months and make the mistakes yourself. Learn from other people. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. Cops knows more than me, but I mean, he's still
that's a bit of a stretch.
But I mean, you mentioned that you've learned tips from other people too. So it's like
True.
there's no shame in learning from people that have been doing this longer, have bigger communities, whatever. It's okay to watch somebody's content and see what you like. I just saw Ark come in. Hi, Ark. Sorry.
Take one thing. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
It's my girl right there.
Welcome in.
It was distracting. Hi, Ark. She's
No
my
worries.
girl.
Pleasure to have you.
But yeah, I think that, is it necessary? No. But I think that it gets you in a better position faster.
Mhm.
Also, you might find an artist that can make your logo. But be expected to pay. And that is not a dig at Beat Cops. I don't like when people take advantage of artists.
Mhm.
I've made all my own graphics, and it's taken a long time to get them to anywhere close to where other people that are much more skilled than me have been for a while. So yes, pay your artists well, because they put a lot of time and effort into it. Same with video editing, Arc. Anyway, sorry. I plugged in Arc a little bit there, but yeah, as far as the community goes, is it essential? No. Does it help a hell of a lot? Yeah. Find good people to support you and to surround yourself with.
But in turn of being part of COG and meeting a lot of those folks, and you ended up establishing your own community, and here you are, like over 1,000 followers later. And what would you say are like the most important aspects to community building in general?
Chair. No, kidding. Though chairs are important. I would say just be genuine, be real, because people see through fakeness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if fakeness is a word, but I'm like done with a 10% or so, whatever.
Let her rip.
Right? It's Thursday. I don't have to work tomorrow, but I do.
Thirsty Thursday. Let's go.
That's it. I originally was going to make my Thursdays Thirsty Thursdays, but I changed it to Thick Thursday real quick. Anyway, moving on. I was just reading what Black Sky said, and very true. And I do have an awesome community, and I think it's because, and the folks that are in here that watch me can maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I like to think it's because I'm genuine. The mama bear persona is not me pretending to be, oh, I care about you. I really do care about people, so I lay into that. If you really care about games, lay into that. Be genuine about your passion for games. If you like to cook, I just saw this video. I can't remember the streamer who said it, and I really apologize if this gets back to that person. Know that I appreciate your content. But he said, whatever you're passionate about, bring it in to your stream. Whether you like to cook, do a cooking stream once a week. If you like to sing, Mocha Butter sings all the freaking time, and she has a lovely voice. She should sing all the time. I should not. So, and I am not passionate about singing, so I'm not gonna bring singing in. But what I do like, and why I wanted to become a teacher and stuff, was I care about people. Mm-hmm. I care about people more than animals, more than and whatever else. I don't know. But I do care a lot about people, so I like to bring that into my stream. So if somebody comes in and says they're having a bad day, I'll check on them. Yeah. I try to anyway. So just be genuine. Whatever you care about, share your passion with other people, because you're not gonna connect with everybody. Not everybody likes my mama. People probably think I'm fake. That's fine. I don't care. But the people that realize that I'm not.
I mean, I feel like that's more of a moniker for you as opposed to like a persona, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's more
because you still come off like incredibly genuine anyway. So like I wouldn't put you.
Yeah, not really a persona. I guess that's a bad thing, but a bad way to say it. But yeah, it's who I feel like I've always been. Like I said earlier, I was always the DD. I was always, if somebody was sick, I would take them soup. My friend was doing her dissertation to get her freaking PhD in psychology. I knew she was working for a week straight. I picked up some coffee and donuts, and I dropped them at her front door and texted her as I was driving away. I didn't want to interrupt her, but I wanted her to get something to eat. So like, I'm just, not that I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm saying like that's just who I am. So I want to bring that into my channel and like create a very supporting environment and that kind of thing. So I hope I come
great job of that. So
I appreciate that. That sounded like really bragging. I did not want to come at all. I think that that's what I'm genuine about, and whatever you're genuine about, freaking bring it in. And you may not have something right now that you want to share, but just keep in mind that that's what helps build communities and connect with.
Yeah, I mean it's great to bring all these communities, all these friends together, and especially like getting them involved. I mean that's something I like. One of the things like I'm trying to do like more of, just like I've been doing more like just chatting stuff, like just to be able to have like a day where I can just like hang out with everybody. But, like I still want to do like some, I want to figure out some like game nights where like other folks can get in there. Do you have like some of those on your channel too, or like I don't know if you do that in Fallout. I don't know. I mean you did it in Fall Guys, but
yeah. Whenever I can, I try to. It's not something that came naturally though. It's actually more of a recent thing. Mainly because I was nervous about people just taking advantage of it. So far, the ratio of people taking advantage of me, allowing people to play with me, and people actually just genuinely playing with me and having a good time is so lopsided to the latter. So I think that my fears were kind of unfounded. So yeah, I'm not quite as worried anymore. So I do open it up like Fallout 76. Hey, you got PC? Come join the server. My team's full, but come join the server. So at one point we had a full team of 4 plus 2 other people just following us through and, playing with us. So yes and no. I don't intentionally do it, but it's always open for people to interact with. Some games are easier than others to interact with. I feel like Fallout, I'm very easy to talk to because I'm so passionate about it. So if somebody comes in and asks what's the review of this game, I can't tell you how many times I get that for 76 because it's always, hey, I heard this game sucks. Do you like it? So then I have to respond to that, and I'm fine responding to it. I understand people's criticism, but I think that I do want to do more of like a community night once a week or once every 2 weeks where we play like Jackbox, something like that. Something that doesn't cost people money. But I do really like Fallout.
and funny enough, you brought up Fallout because and you mentioned like folks like asking about the reviews and stuff, or just like saying like that they heard like negative things. But like I feel like that's such a hardcore fan base. And I'm like, and I especially notice like whenever you're on, like that's where you get like the most of your viewers too. So, so do you feel like what is it with like some of those games that like will really fascinate an audience or like bring them in? Like what's like, especially for a game like that might be like diversive like that.
There's a couple of different people that come to my channel because of it. One, people want to see if it's as bad as they thought. And they come to my channel, and I can't tell you how many copies of that game I've sold to people because of my channel. I really think Bethesda needs to get on it and give me a free copy of Fallout 5 when it comes out, because I have sold a lot of copies of 76%. Just kidding.
They should sponsor
really,
you.
Right, really. Like, I'm just kidding, but really Bethesda, Fallout 5 copy. But I think that it is so divisive, so people really want 2 things from it. People either like me, who like the game, who have liked its beta, want to see it succeed. And then you have the people that hate Bethesda and want to see it fail. I legit had somebody came in, asked me for the review. I said a lot of people are going to hate on the game because it's Bethesda and not Obsidian, and they think that Fallout New Vegas was the best Fallout game of all time because it was made by Obsidian, not Bethesda. Literally 10 minutes later, somebody came in and asked for the review. I told them about it without mentioning the New Vegas thing. And he said, yeah, but it's not New Vegas and it's Bethesda, so I'm not gonna like it. And I was like, I literally just said that you were gonna come in here. Like, I knew you were coming in because I just gave that review. So yeah, I get a lot more people that play the game, maybe not on PC, but play it and want to see somebody else playing it. I love talking about the lore of Fallout, so it's fun to, debate on whether a certain faction should be in the game and stuff like that. So I get a lot of interaction out of Fallout as well. And yeah, for some reason, it's still pulling pretty strong numbers. I don't know. I mean, overall, there's one guy that's pushing for a partner, and he's like hitting like 75, 80 every stream, doing just 76. So that's pretty cool if he can get that for 76.
Yeah, and it's cool that you're playing on the regular and just being able to,
That's because there's a fireplace that I want, B-Cops. There's one piece of furniture that's at the end of the seasons thing. It's a board game you have to get, and the piece before the final piece is a freaking fireplace that doubles as a secret door. That's all I want. So I will play that every damn day to get my dailies done so I can get that freaking fireplace that somebody already has because I saw it in their camp and I was very jealous. Moving on.
But how would you compare this one to the other ones, though?
I understand.
You're since you're playing it on the regular, like I feel like it's definitely like up there for you as like one of your favorites. So
it is. It's one of my go-tos. I won't say it's my favorite Fallout game. I won't even say it's in my top 10 favorite games of all time. I think it does what people wanted it to do. I think a lot of my friends said, I like Fallout 4, but I wish it could be multiplayer. This is literally Fallout 4 multiplayer. It's in a different setting. It's a different story. But it's Fallout 4 multiplayer, what it is. So I think what draws me to it is that frickin' fireplace. And there's a ton of content in there. People don't want to give it enough credit. There's so much content in there. There's daily events, even me finishing all of, and I don't even have all the missions done with Solomon. Who's turned into my main character.
That's awesome.
But there's just so much content, and it's so hard to finish it. I'm sure there's people that have 100%ed it, but like, there's just so much to it. And then they added NPCs. They're bringing in the Brotherhood of Steel as like a faction that you can actually interact with and do missions for. There's a storyline that's going to go with it. And say what you want about Bethesda and that team, but after a year of a lot of shit, they're still trying to make it work, and they're still making it better, and they're adding content that keeps people coming back. Especially me who played beta, took months off at a time and kind of dabbled in and out until this NPC thing came in, and then they've just done a great job. Comparatively speaking, I understand that, but they've done a great job. So if you're a Fallout fan, even a Fallout New Vegas fan, and you haven't tried it yet, give it a shot. It's free on Game Pass now, so if you have Game Pass, there's no reason you shouldn't.
That's sweet. Deadpan says, never come between a woman and her fireplace trapdoor.
Don't. Do not. I have until September to get it, so I have this month, and I'm just realizing it's the 13th, and I am not close, so I'm gonna have to be binging it tomorrow. But yes. Yeah.
I mean, on top of Fallout, you play a good variety of stuff in your channel. You do. Most recently, you've been doing the Destroy All Humans remake. You've been doing you did that Maneater game that you played at PAX.
I was slightly obsessed at PAX. Yep.
You tried out a little Persona 4 Golden. I'm hoping to see you play a little more on that. I don't know if you're just strictly doing that offline, but
yeah, that one. It's that whole 100+ hours of gameplay I'd have to do. I broke it down. It would take me about 3 months to do it all on stream. And that's just the main storyline, and it's just not something I can sink my teeth into. Just fun.
So you have
I get bored.
So do you have like a certain like there's a new game coming out? Do you have a specific like idea like I really want to do this on the channel, or there's like another one like I can't really do this on the channel. Like it'd be fun, but like I feel like it's not going to be as engaging or just as fun to play. for a crowd? Like, what are some of them? Like, do you have like some of those?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty careful about what I play. A little bit more than I used. It used to be, I feel like playing this today, and I'd go and play it. I'm a little bit more strategic with it. Mainly because I don't want to. I've fallen into the trap of starting a game and not finishing, and it's starting to frustrate me. And I can't even imagine for people that like watch me on a weekly basis or something, and not see me ever freaking finish a damn game. I actually had somebody come in this past week, and I was talking a lot, and I was in 76, and they're like, "Do you ever play the game?" And I'm like, "That's a good point. I should probably start playing the game." They ended up jumping in, and we played for like 2 hours.
That's cool.
But yeah, so I try to find games that I know are going to be fun, that I can pause, or that I know well enough that I can look away from it. Like Fallout 76, if I'm running from point A to point B, that's going to take me 5 minutes of running. I can talk to chat and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But any game that's really intense, like Doom, was kind of a rough one. Not only did I rage harder than I've ever raged on stream in that. I think the video is gone, I hope. But I have never been that mad at a video game in years. Cuphead including, where I almost broke my controller. It was not a good day. But like that game, I'm too focused. I can't talk to chat, you know? A raid will come in, I'll be like, be right there, hang out. Like, I just don't like not being able to interact. So interactivity is definitely important. But yeah, it's the length now of the game. And as much as I love New Vegas, I probably won't play that on stream either. I'd love to. I'd love to do a run of New Vegas on stream, but I know that it's going to take me 4 months to do everything I want to in that game. And I just can't. I can't see myself doing it for 4 months. So it's much more strategic now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you on, you know, if there's a game that's like needs your utmost attention, that's why, like, I mean, I do some, like, I'll do a little variety, but that's why, like, I mostly will play like some RPG stuff, or, you know, just because, like, especially if it's turn-based, then I can literally just like kind of chill with it and still like I can still like talk to the chat and stuff, and it's yeah, when you're, I mean, yeah, something like Jedi Fallen Order, or, you know, just something like that where you just really need like you can't really look away for a second, otherwise you'll be dead. Like,
right. And honestly, some channels, that's fine. If that's like, if your channel is more about the gameplay, that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's all you do, those games. But with mine, I want it to be more interactive, so I want to be able to talk to people and see who enters and see who says something or whatever. Fall Guys is probably the most distracting now, because I'm in the middle. At least those matches are only like, you know, 5 minutes long, so I can check afterwards. Mm-hmm. But there's like 5 minutes when like stuff's going on, and I'm like, hang on, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I go push this freaking little bean off the board. Like, it's not great, but I do it because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I can understand. I wish I could get more into, and not that I'm not into turn-based. I actually love turn-based strategy games. I just can't stream them. Yeah, that same thing with like Persona. Mm-hmm. I wish I love it. I love Persona. I think Persona 3 is one of my favorite games from PS2 era. Probably my top 20. But I liked Persona 4. I thought it was really good. I love, you know, combining personas and maxing out characters, and that was a really, really good time. I just don't have the time to do it on stream, unfortunately.
I mean, I feel like, because you mentioned that you liked Final Fantasy X, like maybe a game like that could work. I mean, because it's not nearly as long as Persona 4 Golden. So.
That's probably why I beat it as a kid, like, or younger me, not as a kid. Everybody's a kid if you're under 31 years old now to me. But it's probably why it's one of the few Final Fantasy or Japanese RPGs I've ever finished was 10. Was because I could. It wasn't, you know, super, super long. And I had Game Shark. I am not ashamed. Okay, I'm a little ashamed to say that I used Game Shark when I was younger, a little bit.
How could you?
Mainly because I didn't want to grind, man. I just wanted the story. It was like, again, I was a huge movie fan, so you could watch a movie in an hour and a half. You got the beginning, middle, and end, and you're good to go. Games aren't so much. I know. I don't use it now, Jedi. I actually hate cheat codes now, except for medieval Total War. I will cheat my way through a Total War game, hands down, because all I want to do is take over everything and like marry all the princesses to my princes, or vice versa, get them married to like other, it's like a dating sim for me. I don't know. All I want to do is just conquer shit. So I'm like, all right, we'll just auto win everything. Okay, there we go. Because I don't want to grind.
And also, to answer your question, Black Sky, I'm actually planning on playing the original Secret of Mana. That's like one of my all-time favorites. And my buddy Shane, he was playing on here. He didn't. I was sad because he didn't get through the whole thing, so it just kind of gave me the itch to replay that one. So, yeah, pretty soon we'll be getting to that.
Heck yeah.
So, what would you say have been your biggest challenges on the platform?
I guess one of my biggest challenges is a little bit of guilt. I feel like I get so much support from so many people, and I can't always reciprocate it because, like I said, I do carve out time for my husband. Like Tuesdays, date night, always. Sometimes people are streaming when I am, or they're streaming in the middle of the day, which I can catch, but maybe I can't be as interactive as I'd like to be because I'm working. I'm working and lurking, like I'm listening, but I can't really interact well. Or like Monkey Ant, if he's still here, is playing Visage or whatever the hell it is, or Visage or Visage. How is? I don't know, that new scary one. Anyway, I refuse to watch it because it freaks me out. But I will leave Monkey. But I feel like I get so much support from the community, and if I can't give it back, and I try to support where I can, like Twitter or whatever else. But I feel like I have the tendency to sometimes stretch myself too thin, try to support as much as possible. And, I can focus on a few, but I can't focus on everybody. So finding that balance, I think, has been a challenge.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having 5-6 tabs open and you're trying to talk in all of them, and like a basic.
And you want to support people, and you want to interact with them because they're your friends, legit friends. I think another challenge was, and it's not a challenge, it's more an opportunity, is always getting better. I feel like I'm never happy with it. Not that I'm not happy with it. There's always something that I feel like I can or fix or make better or add. I hope I never have so many things on my screen that people are like, what the frick is this person? But, dabbling into other things is really, really exciting. Trying YouTube out and, dabbling in like video editing and bringing that to like little emotes and GIFs and stuff on the channel. Like, it's exciting and it's a lot of fun, but I feel like my list keeps growing, and every time I finish something, it's like the Hydra, 3 more things freaking pop up, and I'm like,
the creative juices just keep flowing for you.
Yeah. Not that sounds, again, I don't want to sound like crazy, but and I mentioned it to you before we got on, but I feel like that's good, because if you ever stop wanting to improve things, you might not be passionate about it anymore.
Exactly.
So if I don't want to try new things and try to grow, or reach new people or support new people or find new channels or whatever the case may be, maybe it's just not for me. So I hope it never comes to the time where I'm totally happy with everything and everything is perfect, because that means to me that maybe it's not my thing, and that would be a really sad day.
I mean, hopefully we never hit that path,
Yeah, I want to be 80 years old in 60 years, 50 years. I can't do math. I want to be in 50 years doing another chat with you, B-Cops, right here on Twitch, which is totally still going to be a thing.
Episode 1000, let's go.
Just Switch is definitely still going to be around then.
Might be. You never know.
Oh, I don't know.
Whenever,
We'll see.
unless it gets bought out by Google or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's owned by Amazon, and there's like no future than Amazon. So
Yeah.
yay, nerd publicity. Sorry.
Hey, Philly City. Good to see ya. Yeah. Last guy, Jenny, you were definitely awesome. Absolutely.
Oh,
You mentioned your YouTube channel, so I mean, I assume you're just going through and clipping together like certain clips for the moment. But do you have like some original content that you're planning on doing for it too, or?
Yep. I'm actually kind of getting away from the clips thing. I originally was gonna do all my Let's Plays, piece together all of my cutscenes, and then people could just rewatch the story. So, for example, I finished all of Bioshock Infinite videos so that anybody that was watching my Bioshock 1 could go back and watch the videos. They're about 20 minutes long each. So it's still kind of meaty, but it's better than playing the game for 10 hours if you really just want the story. But I kind of feel like the joy of gaming is being able to play it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to continue that. I did a video of like tips and tricks where of 76, I played with some new players and taught them how to play the game. So I put together the best tips from that stream.
I think that's a really great idea.
Yeah, so there's other things I'd like to do. I'm doing like compilations of different things. Like, I do dad jokes because you tend to use them in my channel. So I'm going to start doing like compilation videos of all the dad jokes. So like once a month or once every 2 months, I'll have like a 5 to 10 minute video of all the dad joke compilation. And then I've always really, really, really wanted lore videos. I'm so obsessed with the storylines of games. And games like, Fallout, Bioshock, things like that have like some wiggle room of like interpretations of things. And I follow a couple of lore video people from Fallout. What's his name? Oxhorn is one of them. And a few others that I've seen their videos. And like, as much as I enjoy watching their lore videos, I think they're wrong. I think they took the story wrong. Or they missed a detail because they didn't talk to a certain person the way I did. So I would like to do lore videos if I can.
That'd be dope.
Like very time consuming to make.
Yeah, but I think that'd be super rewarding for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to, but even like the video I really want to make for New Vegas is a like a crackpot theory that gets into like almost mysticism because I think that that's really what they meant for the story. But even to get to the point to get it, I would probably have to play 50 hours of gameplay to get to the point in the story when I can actually do the lore video. So yeah, I'll have to play with it.
Here's the video we need. We need the Fallout series retrospective from NerdyJane.
That would be long. There's actually a Fallout. I'm not gonna do Twitch things. There's also a Fallout Bible that goes through the series from the fall of the bombs all the way till the end of the chronological series. And it pieces everything together very, very nicely. And even like shoves 76 lore into it, which was kind of hard to do because there's a lot of loopholes that they created because they kind of broke. We won't get into it. So yeah, I would love to do lore videos. I love lore videos. They're fantastic, but everybody that I've seen do them is like straight up, that's it. That's what they do. And like, between streaming and doing it, I'd have to like cut back on streaming to do it, and I don't think I'm really willing to do that because I much prefer the interaction than creating lore videos. We'll see. Maybe once I make that my crackpot theory video. I don't know.
Belly said he really wants you to do Twitch things. I think you should add it as that should be one of your channel point challenges.
No,
never.
No. Some even said, "What if you get partner?" I was like, "Nope." Like, no, not even that. I don't know. Nobody needs to hear this thing. I did sing, actually. Believe it or not, I sang during my charity stream at Christmas. If you donated, I think it was $20 or more, I sang Carol. Pretty sure that video is gone now. So I did sing.
It can't be that bad.
So, it was not good. It was not good.
I mean, have you heard me sing? I'm not the best.
That's fine. I'm not judging you, but I said maybe I would do something for a charity like that again and do like Christmas carols or something. And then you like suggested the Christmas carol I sang, and like you put it into song request, and it was a disaster. But it was for the kids. It was for the kids. Anyway.
And we mentioned that you've only been streaming for over a year, but do you have any specific advice, like outside of the community stuff, and for like anyone new that wants to jump into making streaming their thing?
Don't focus on equipment. I've mentioned be genuine, find good people to surround yourselves with, but don't focus on equipment. Mm-hmm. Get a Logitech camera if you want to do camera. I do recommend using a camera because it allows you to connect with somebody on a lot. It allows them to connect with you, not for you to connect with them much better, but it allows them to connect with you because they can see your facial expression and they can see like when you say hi in a chat, if they light up and that's something that you look for in a streamer, you're going to be able to connect with them. Mm-hmm. So get a camera and just do you. Microphones, use a gaming headset. You don't need anything crazy to get started. You don't need a green screen. You don't need fancy lights or a video game room or, to paint your house or something. Just be you, and then you work towards it. Exactly, and you just work towards it. It's not something you have to do overnight. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Slowly build to it.
Exactly. You don't have to have the best equipment right off the bat. You don't have to have the perfect channel right off the bat. You don't have to have the perfect logo. You don't have to have all your channel points in line. It's something to work towards. It's not something that you need to have all at once. Don't let, my boss always says, and I have been living by it for the last 8 months now. 10 months? 10 months. Don't let perfect get in the way of progress. Just because it's not perfect, it's not exactly how you want it, right? It's okay.
It's something to work perfect.
Toward. Right. Right. And the fun part of streaming or any kind of social media or content creation, not social media so much, but content creation, is the grind. I hate grinds in video games. That's why I used to use Game Shark and stuff. But being able to look back at clips from when I first started and seeing how much the channel has changed in the last year is just such a cool feeling. But if I had everything set up before I started, probably wouldn't have started because I would still be trying to make it perfect. It's not perfect now. It's never going to be. And again, if you ever stop trying to improve things, you might not be as passionate for it as you. And maybe it's not your thing anymore. So just jump in. Stop with the what ifs, stop with the questioning, and just jump in.
Just do it.
Yep. Jump on it and ride it out. That's what I say.
Jump on it. Jump on.
Exactly.
And one last thing in regards to into your channel, any specific future plans, anything big upcoming that you have lined up?
Nothing big upcoming. I'd like to do another charity stream pretty soon. I want to do one at Christmas, so I don't want to do one back to back. Because last year's Christmas one, I'm really proud of it. We raised almost $1,000 my first charity stream for St. Jude's, which is me being a wannabe teacher. Kids are really have a soft spot for me. So being able to send, I think we raised $955 to be able to send that over to such an awesome charity was really cool. So we want to do another one of those. I have a couple new big channel points because I got that whole collection thing now. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna probably do some more cosplay streams. Mm-hmm. Working on some new overlays like I always am. I feel like I'm overlays every 2 months, but such is life. Mm-hmm. And I also have some games coming up. I want to finish the BioShock series. And I am also right away. I know it's a bad idea to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. When Cyberpunk 77 comes out, day one, no matter what day it is, even if it's an off day, for that whole week is probably going to be like a week's worth of streaming. So
Just calling out of work.
oh yeah, I already vacation for it. It's already in.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm excited about that game coming. And I will probably be a mess on stream in my PJs. So
A lot of coffee.
Everybody get your blankies and your PJs and let curl up and play that ridiculously crazy game. It's gonna be nuts.
48-hour stream. Let's go.
No, too old for that shit. Too old for that shit. The last time I did a 24-hour binge gaming session was college. Was Bully. That was the last time I've done that.
That's crazy.
I will say, when Fallout 4 came out, I did take another week. So that was the only other time I took a week off.
You mentioned that you cosplay. You've done it on your channel. You do it at conventions and stuff. How long have you been doing that? And
4 years? 5 years? Off and on. I got into it because a friend of mine was like, hey, you want to go to the convention? The comic book convention? I was like, yeah, all right, well, I'll go. I don't know what... I'm a comic book fan, but I'm not that big of a comic book fan. Mm-hmm. And I get to her house, and she's in costume. She was dressed as... we call him Jaybird. Jason Todd.
Ah.
Nice. She calls him Jaybird. So she looked amazing. She's adorable. It's like this cute little petite thing. And, she was getting all these pictures and, it was cool walking around with her and stuff, but I was like, man, I kind of want to try this. So if you know who Jason Todd is, and you know who my favorite Batman character is Joker, and if you know the connection between the two, of course I had to play Joker. So I didn't want to do the full suit because it was too expensive. So I did a purple jacket, purple pants, black shoes, and then I made a t-shirt that said, I killed Jason Todd and all I got was this stupid t-shirt. Because I saw one comic book panel that had him wearing that shirt. So it was actually correct. But as she was dressing up like Jason Todd, I thought it was... So we walked around and everybody got a kick out of it. So ever since then, we did Joker and Jason Todd a few times. And then I played Fallout 4 and I was like, I really like this Hancock character. So I had a friend make the coat for me before I knew how to sew. Mm-hmm. And then it was a very long progression to make it. At first, it was just my face. I had a bald cap on, but it was all discolored compared to the rest of my skin tone. And I had like this really stupid hat. Like the first rendition was not good. But each time I got like progressively better until like the last time I did it on stream. And it's a lot of work, but it's so much fun to put that costume on because it's the detail work that I do. I'm going to toot my own horn. This time I am bragging. I do a good job with it.
They'll come out great.
Yeah. So I do pretty much him and Joker now. I lost a lot of weight, so none of my costumes fit. So I'm like slowly building up my costumes again. Mm-hmm. I've done like a Hotline Miami costume. If you played Hotline Miami 2, there's a character named Tony who is a tiger. Who I won't ruin the game for you, but he broke my heart. But he runs around and punches people. He can like one hit kill anybody with his fists of fury. So I did a costume for him. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I don't change it up too much. I need to do more. There's one that I really, really want to do, and I might do it because I have so much time. Well, I don't have too much time, but.
Which one's that?
Did I show you the picture? I don't know if I did.
I don't think you did.
It's a very, very obscure enemy in Fallout New Vegas. Probably the most terrifying character in any video game I've ever played. They're called...
more than the Resi 1 zombie?
Yes, more than anything. Honestly, they're not super scary to fight, but if you know their backstory, they're like just their backstory is terrifying. They're called the Y-17 trauma harnesses. And basically, long story short, if the wearer got injured, it was all sealed. It was like a spacesuit. Mm-hmm. And if the person that wore it got injured, the suit would take over and walk you to a medical professional. However, they didn't put in the pain threshold. So if you stubbed your toe, it could possibly activate and walk you off. It also learned how to fight for you, so it would fight, like shoot guns. And they never told the suits where to go. So they never designated a spot, so they would just wander. So the thought is that either A, somebody stubbed their toe, the suit took over, and then they were left to starve to death in a suit that they couldn't control anymore. Or they broke their leg or had a serious injury and had to either bleed out or it got septic or something horrible and they died in agony in the suit. So that's why they're the most terrifying. Yeah, like when you think about it, it's the most terrifying possible experiment ever. But anyway, so they're basically spacesuits with skeletons inside of them. But they still walk around and fight because the suit pretty much took on the fighting style of the person that wore them, because they were all soldiers that wore them.
Yep.
So it's a big glass helmet with a skull in it, and then it's just a big spacesuit. And I would absolutely love to make that. But the helmet alone is like $250. So
donation goal.
Not really. Yeah, altogether it'll be about $250 with all of it. It'll be about $100 just for the helmet. So anyway.
That'd be really cool to see down the line.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I bite the bullet.
So
I'm home time now, so maybe I will.
So the Joker, one of the Fallout ones, it's been one of your favorite ones that you've done so far, or do you have like another specific one that like really stands out to you?
My favorite. Mainly because he's not so prevalent anymore, so I might never bring out Hancock again, which kind of sucks. But he's not as noticeable anymore. First year, I had people, as horrible as my costume was that year, I had people like at New York Comic-Con, I had somebody like shout from the other end of the frickin' convention hall and like chase me down to get a picture with me. That's my favorite part of cosplay, is getting to the point where people like really want to get a picture with you. And nobody does Hancock because he's so hard to do the costume for. But I have so many fun stories of I've been kissed as Hancock on the cheek. A chick kissed me on the cheek without me knowing, because I have so much on my face. I didn't realize that in the pic kissing my cheek. I had this really big burly guy come at me, like lumber towards me, and I was like, he's like, "Oh my God, Hancock is my favorite. Can I get a picture with you?" Like he was total fangirling over my costume.
That's awesome.
At PAX one year, not the year we met, but the year before, or 2 years before, I brought my costume and I walked through the whole Bethesda booth. Not one employee knew who I was. Not one. Fans did. 2 of the security guards did that were standing nearby the Bethesda booth, but not one of the people knew who I was. Like I went up and I bought a shirt. They had a Nuka-Cola shirts that year. And I bought a Nuka-Cola shirt in my costume. And they're like, "Oh, really cool costume." I'm like, "Thanks." Thinking like, "Oh my God, somebody knows." They're like, "Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean." I'm like, I'm literally the game that you're selling this shirt for. Like,
that's bad.
I mean, it's Bethesda. I know it's just like kids off the street, whatever. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun as him when people knew who I was. But more often than not, people are like the makeup and are impressed with the makeup, but they have no idea. It's too much. It's 4 hours worth of makeup work for nobody knowing who I am anymore. We'll go back to Joker.
Dippan mentions that instead of the Fallout character, you thought you meant the Will Smith character from that movie.
No. There's also, I think, an anime character called Hancock, too. So when I was trying to get the costume, like all the images for the basis for him, I had to specifically say Fallout, because otherwise it was like this chick with big boobs with like a little kimono on, and I was like, no.
Tried met a guy cosplaying as John Marston at a convention last month.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah. I had one kid, I think my favorite one was at a local convention. I was getting a smoothie because I was sweating like crazy because I have 3 layers on and the coat is like time period correct. So it's made out of like this heavy material. And I was just like dying. So I'm waiting to get a smoothie. And all of a sudden my friend who was dressed as Jason Todd grabs me by the back of the jacket and like pulls me out of line. And I was so upset because all I wanted was a goddamn smoothie. And she's like, he wants a picture with you. And I turn around, this kid is like, his eyes are so big and he's like so excited. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like I'm like, I'm not really. Okay, whatever, let's get the picture. So he took the picture and I was like, right, exactly. I was like, I like him too. So let's, whatever. So then I was like, oh, you want a Mentat? And I had a little Mentat kit. And for those that don't know Fallout, Hancock is a drug addicted ghoul. So he likes Mentats as his favorite drug. That and Jet, which is like the worst drug you can have. Anyway, not going into that detail. But I had a little tin that had Mentats on it, and I had mints in there, and I was handing out mints like I was handing out drugs to people. And I was like, oh, do you want a Mentat? And I opened it up, and he's like, oh, I'm doing chems with Hancock. And I was like, okay, here's your mints. Bye. That was before. This was like 3 years ago, before the current situation where I could hand out mints to people. But he was so excited to do chems with Hancock. So
the Hancock character from the anime, that's from One Piece.
One Piece, there you go.
That's like the one anime I like refuse to watch because there's like 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
Whole lot of filler.
Yeah.
But we were talking conventions. I met you in person for the first time. You're like the first first Twitch buddy.
Yeah, we did. It was a good time.
And it was absolute blast. Even though like it was like it was right before everything shut down, and we were
literally a week.
And I have no idea how like it didn't get canceled. Like I was like straight up convinced like it wasn't gonna happen, but lo and behold, it still went on. We had a blast. I was asking you for hand sanitizer every 2 seconds.
And like any good mama bear, I had it right on my little backpack. I had a little thing that dangled on my backpack. I was giving everybody hand sanitizer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a great time. We a lot of people didn't show up. A lot of vendors didn't. Mm-hmm. And I remember hanging out in the hotel room with my friends, and it's weird to think about now. But they were all like, oh, they probably just didn't have the Last of Us demo done, so they didn't want to come because they had nothing to show off and stuff. And then like all of a sudden the world ended. So like a week later, and it was like, oh, maybe they were onto something, but we were all like really disappointed. That and like Twitch didn't come. Mixer was there, but Twitch didn't. I was kind of bummed, to be honest, because I was like, I'm finally a Twitch streamer with like a little bit, like I don't have clout, but like I'm an affiliate now. Like I want to go as my little name tag that's an affiliate and walk around as an affiliate for Twitch, and I couldn't do that because they weren't there. But oh well. Yeah,
that was like that was the thing because I brought like stickers and pins for whoever wanted them, but I felt kind of weird just. Self-promoting.
Right. It would be easier if you had a friggin' name tag that said you're a Twitch. So
because we were talking to the Shovel Knight guys.
Yeah, I remember. That's exactly.
And they were asking. They're like, "Oh, you stream?" They're like, "Yeah, I do." But even then, I was still kind of like weird about it. I don't know.
No, it was good. Like it was a good segue because we started talking about streaming, and that's when they it was a great promo. I didn't even think about to bring anything. But I really wanted to talk to some of the indie games and see if I could get them to come on and let me get a demo of their game so I could do it on stream and interview them while I was playing the demo. I never had the balls to ask either. Because again, then I was like, what did I have? Maybe 500, maybe? And to be like, oh, I got 500 followers. You want to come on my stream? Like, no, get the fuck out, I just saw freaking Shroud walk past or something. Oh, hang on. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Somebody was rated. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I still haven't opened that video that we bought. Video Game Nerds video.
the used video game store documentary.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. It's still. I was cleaning out my TV stand because we bought a new TV stand, and I was like, oh my god, I still haven't watched this yet. So I think we're gonna watch it this weekend.
It's a really good one, especially like a lot of there's like Pat the NES Punk and James Rolfe has like a small part in it, but it's a really good documentary. I thought they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, I want to give it a shot. But I bought it because you were like, oh yeah, it's really good. I'm like, I waste so much money at PAX.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's not good. Every year I go with like a couple $100 just to spend, and I'm always like, and there it goes. It's just gone.
So you always have a specific idea of like what swag you want to buy every year?
Yes and no. I usually get caught because, we collect. So, I usually like end up getting something for Mr. Nerdy while I'm there, some kind of retro game. Because there's a couple of game shops that come every year. So I'll try to get a little something for him. One year I got Neo Geo games. There was like 2 of them that I got for him.
Sweet. And
one year they had a system we didn't have. And I was standing there waiting very patiently to get the guy's attention because I was going to buy it. It was only $100, and it was one that I had never seen before. I can't remember what it is to save my life now. But I was like really interested in it. And there was another person standing next to me. And I was like looking at it, but I didn't make any motion towards it. And the guy came to me, even though I was there first, and then went to the dude next to me. And the dude next to me bought it. And I was like, I was here first. I was going to buy that system, and you went to somebody else. And he was like the other guy saw me there first, and he was like, yeah, she was definitely here first. And he just sold it to this other dude. And I was so pissed. So then I was like, well, you're going to give me a deal on that. And he's like, well, I really can't because they're collector's items. I was like, I know. That's why I'm going to buy them at a discounted rate because you made me lose my system. And he was like, all right, I'll give both to you for $50. I was like, 45. I'm like, I was still really pissed. I was still really pissed. I was so pissed. Like, if I was any meaner, I would have been like, that system's mine, and you're going to go get that money back, or give that guy his money back, and I'm going to buy it for, like, the same price.
Mm-hmm.
Very upset. Anyway.
My buddy B mentioned your story was super adorable with the kid.
Yeah, she was, he was cute. He was definitely, I mean, he wasn't, oh, can I tell you the cutest? Okay, so this kid, he was like, 14, 15, the one that I gave mints to, aka drugs. This other kid, okay, I take it back, this is my favorite. This little kid, like, people get freaked out. If they don't know where I'm from when I'm in my Hancock costume, they get freaked out and they run. I scared security guards with my costume before at PAX. This little kid, he was maybe 5. He was in a little Chewbacca mask and little Chucks and a little like Chewbacca sweatshirt and a pair of jeans. He was the cutest freaking little kid ever. He was so cute. And he was standing in front of me and he was just deadlocked. And I was like, I looked down and I waved to him and he's like, I was like, what? So I get down on a knee and I'm like, what's going on? He like came over and he hugged me.
Aww.
And I was like, what is going on? I'm like almost tears. And I'm like, his mother's like, I looked up at his mom to make sure. And she's like, yeah, it's okay. And he gives me a hug. And then he puts both hands on my cheeks. And he gave me a Wookiee kiss.
Aww. That's
like,
adorable.
Pushed his mask against like my nose. Like, if you know my Hancock costume, I don't really have a nose. He pushed it right against my nose. And I was like,
if that didn't just like just like emotionally like just hit you right in the feels.
Every time he saw me, he would like wave to me and he was so excited and he was the cutest. Oh my god. I wanted to take him home. Oh my god, he was so cute.
Super wholesome.
He didn't really say anything, but that's my favorite story was I got kissed by a 2-foot tall Wookiee. Oh my god, he was so cute. Anyway, moving on.
That's so funny.
That's so wholesome. Yeah, that's ridiculous. He's so cute. Anyway, moving on. I didn't give him drugs.
I believe you.
By the way, they're mid guys. Twitch. Don't get me in trouble.
Altoids.
They were Altoids, actually.
And yeah, so we did PAX this year. It was just absolute blast. We got to play Streets of Rage. I got to play Streets of Rage 4. I was trying to get you to play with me. You got to play. I was like, come on, let's play. And
Like, no, that guy really wants to play.
You're just not about it. But we played that. What was it? The dog fighter game with dog pilots.
Yeah,
That was pretty
I forgot
funny.
about that one. That was fun. That was a good one. The guy that played with us was kind of like, I don't know. He was like really into it. I was like, okay. It's alright, but
I mean, that's what's fun with PAX, because like, I mean, even though it was my first one, like, because I mean, you have like the insane lines for like the AAA titles, like the Final Fantasy VII line was like 2 hours long, and I'm glad I didn't wait for that, because the demo came out on PSN like that Monday. So I'm like, thank God I didn't do that. But like, you know, it's still get the fun getting to try like even games like you might not even play, you know, but it's still cool to see, like, you know, you might try this one out, and then you're like, wow, this is actually like a lot more fun than I thought it would be, and then you know, you might get you to buy it.
Indie games were always my favorite section, always.
Did you have any of those in particular, like either this year or like a previous year that you went that really like that like you weren't like, you were just kind of going around like, oh, this seems interesting, and then you're like, wow, that actually like changed my mind?
Yeah, there was one from last year that I ended up getting. It's still in early access, called Undermine, which is like a dungeon crawler, and every time you die you kind of like basically restart, but you have like your gold left over, so you upgrade with like equipment. It's really interesting. And I played the demo there. I hadn't heard of it before.
That's awesome.
So that one I got. This year was Maneater for sure.
Mm-hmm. Game of the show.
Game of the show. Oh my god, that game was so much fun. But I love the indie section because you're talking to the designer normally. In most cases, you're talking to someone that's on the team. So like, kind of going back to my Bethesda story earlier, not one person knew who I was, but that person who's talking to you at the indie booth, that's their baby. That's what they've been working on. You know what I mean? So they know what's going on. They know everything about the game. They can tell you about it. If you're into design, they can talk to you. They love talking about their stuff. So you just get like a much more personal appreciation for the game because you're talking to the people who I've had some designers that especially in like, do you remember the booth that like had multiple different televisions and each one was a different game, and like the designer was standing by that television? There was like 2 or 3 of those spots throughout, and it's very cheap to get those spots.
Yep.
So like very basic kind of game, but there's so many people in there that have their game there that will never talk to you or won't even be by their game. They'll just put some stickers out and leave it. But I remember one guy, he made this game that I would never play, but it was basically a puzzle game where like you only have so many jumps to get to something. So you had to like be very strategic about your jumps. I didn't like the game, but I loved his passion for it because like to him this was everything. Being at PAX with his game, like you could just tell how excited he was to talk to anybody that would give him a second. So like I love those like moments where you get to talk to somebody that's so passionate about their work. It's not all the time, but you do get to see it. So. Yeah.
Actually,
plus there's the whole like background too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, actually I had my previous guest, Nerder, she wrote. She's another streamer. She actually only really plays indie games on her channel, and she has like a blog where she like reviews them, and she was actually like talking about how like, because she's been going to PAX for like the last few years, and she'll like go and like actually like, and she was mentioning how like, yeah, she was going to a lot of the indie booths, and she had straight up like full on like interviews as she's like playing the game, and they're like you said, they're like explaining it to her, and it just really makes for like a really great, you know, it was really great like amount of detail, you know, and it really shows like just how passionate they are about what they're putting out. So I think that's what really makes it special.
You don't get that at the big booths. Maneater maybe, because it was still technically a small game like that. I've never really seen anything from that developer before. But I mean, it was a big box small game. It was a very interesting game because of there's voice actors in there that are like, there's frickin' Cyril Figgis from frickin' Archer in the game. But it's like from a developer I've never really heard. But I don't know, and it was such a weird, unique kind of game, which is probably why I liked it so much. But there wasn't a ton of big box booths there. There was, of course, Animal Crossing. There was what was that big?
You had Psychonauts 2, which was behind closed doors.
Yeah. Did I tell you I went to that?
Yeah. Because you said you talked to them, and then she like kind of penciled you in. I think I was with you.
Yeah.
They penciled you in.
Yeah. And I went the next day, and it was somebody else playing the demo, and I just watched.
You didn't get to play it?
Nope. Literally, it was like a 45-minute demo, half hour, minute. It was long, but I didn't get to play it.
That's lame.
I saw somebody else playing it. So I don't know if it was because it was kind of glitchy and they didn't want other people to play it, or they wanted to show all 45 minutes of it to give you the story, like a demo of the story, and they wanted to make sure like you weren't dilly-dallying. I don't know. But it was good. Psychonauts. Got the voice actors back, which was really cool to hear Invader Zim's voice. Different setting besides Destroy All Humans. But
actually, I got
that one I love.
I've never played the first one, but I did get, because I Am 8-Bit and Limited Run Games, they did like a limited physical copy. It's like out of 1,000, and I was able to snag one. So
oh, that's awesome.
So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to giving that one a shot.
The original is real good. It's really clunky on the PC, so I did play it. I started playing it, but it's so clunky on the PC. Like the controls are flip-flopped and stuff, and even when I put on my controller, I couldn't get it to work. So it's a great game. It's one of my favorite platformers ever.
And
had a really good story.
And what has been your favorite thing you've experienced at a convention? Was it like meeting like either a Comic-Con or like PAX? Like was it like meeting like a voice actor, a celebrity, playing a certain game? Like what, like if there's like one thing from like any of those that really sticks out in your mind, what would you say that is?
I can't think of one moment. There's a lot of little. I really like seeing other costumes, even when I'm not in costume. I love seeing other people, because there's so many different costumes that people come with, and that's what I love about Comic-Con, because it's not really comic books only anymore. There's video games. There's so much at a Comic-Con. One person was dressed as Recyclops from The Office, and I was so excited. I was like fangirling for her costume, and I was like, oh, I need a picture with you. And she's like, do you know who I am? And I'm like, Recyclops, hello. And she got so excited that somebody finally realized who she was. Awesome. So I do love those moments. I think are my favorite is the costumes, because I'm such a big costume freak. My favorite part of conventions, honestly, from PAX specifically or anything out of town, is getting to hang with my friends. At PAX, I go with a group of friends that I really only see once a year. My friend Riel, I see, a couple of times a year when I lived closer, and was much more when I lived closer, but now I see her a couple times a year. But that group I really only get to hang out with during PAX. So this year, specifically this year, we went for 5 days, and it was just so much fun to hang out with them and, do dinner and do drinks and play video games in the room and watch Twitch and, just be my nerdy little self with a group of other nerds that are just as nerdy as I am. And, one other one was just starting out in Twitch too. So we got to talk streaming a little bit and just hanging out. I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
And meeting people.
I mean, that was one of the most exciting parts of it for me, getting to meet you, and
yeah.
So we got to play the games, and then we hit up Harpoon right after.
Yeah, we sure did.
I got that cannoli really stout.
Cannoli stout was.
Oh man, I want more. They're so good.
I know. Those pretzels were freaking dope too.
Oh yeah.
You're like, no, we gotta get this one. I'm like, all right, whatever. I have my flight of beer. I'm sitting away from hordes of people. I'm fine. Yeah, I can't believe I even did that with my anxiety the way it is. I should have way more worried if it was oof. I don't even know if they're gonna do it this year. I hope they do, because I know you're coming back if you're comfortable, of course. But I think Camp would come and a couple other people. We're gonna have like a little Twitch get together there, do a little meetup.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you like what you think like the future will be like for conventions. Like, I mean, obviously it depends on what this whole global pandemic is going to turn out to be, but hopefully come next year, like, we'll be able to go without worrying about that. But
I think that it's always been different. I hope that it continues. My concern is the success of some of the virtual conventions. QuakeCon just happened. What was the other developer that did like a virtual convention and like turned it into a game where you could like shoot, like you broke into the convention center that was closed and like you had to dodge security and like shoot them with Nerf guns or something like that.
I forget.
Or
like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's just, I'm just.
It was recently and it was free and you got to walk up to the console and play the game and then you left and you dodged the security bots or whatever.
That's sweet.
It is cool. It's awesome, but it concerns me that more people will do that and not have the conventions because, again, part of the draw is that human connection. And with the video game world, we don't get a lot of human connection. And there's not a lot of times where you can network face-to-face and, like, meet the indie developers and meet your buddies from Twitch. And, so cons are a really good chance to like bring people in. I know even like some of the other Twitch streamers are like, yeah, maybe I will come up to PAX next year and stuff. And it's like, if PAX doesn't happen because it's cheaper to do everything virtually, as cool as virtual reality is, and I'm a supporter of like developing that technology, I don't want it to replace something that I've come to really, really, really enjoy.
I mean, here's hoping, like, if anything, then maybe like next year, like they will do like half the capacity that they normally would have, or something, or like a quarter. Then the following year, then half. Then the following year, if like things then were in the clear, then bring everyone in. We're all good now. Like,
they've oversold PAX quite a bit. It was actually pretty tame this year because I think people didn't come because of the whole. But normally, it's so packed you can't even walk. So for us to be able to, like, you and me casually to walk through on a Saturday, it was Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Saturday.
To be able to walk casually on a Saturday was kind of not surprising, but surprising compared to other years.
Oh, we know it was Friday. It was Friday because I went because I remember I took the day out of work.
That's right. So yeah, that's probably more realistic. But even Saturday wasn't too rough. And Sunday was like
nothing.
Dead. Yeah.
I feel like no one goes on Sunday because it's like
there's a lot of kids, and mostly people just go to like buy stuff that they haven't bought yet. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I'm hoping that they do PAX again because I would love to come back, see you, and see if we can get Camp there. And
I mean, I've been trying to convince Camp to hang out since he mentioned he was moving back to the. I mean,
it's all to think.
Obviously, with how things turn out, because his buddy like lives like right down the road from me, CCBBM.
Yeah.
And like we're actually gonna grab drinks at Proclamation. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anybody like that near me. I mean, I probably do, but I don't know. A couple of friends of mine are like thinking about getting into Twitch streaming and stuff. I hate it. Kind of sucks because like I don't have anybody to talk to about Twitch. I talked to Mr. Nerdy and like he's just like, yeah, okay, oh, that's awesome, great. Like he just he's supportive, but he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, So it was nice to have one other person that Twitch streamed in our group.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to run into a bunch of Twitch streamers.
Yeah, to be able to just get a bunch of us together, that's the dream, And I've talked about it like on other streams, like of other folks, like once this all like next year, once this is all clear, like we really, because there's like a handful of ones that like the guys that live close to me, or even some of my buddies that like I have a bunch of buds from Nebraska that we're trying to figure something out down the line, but this will clear, and then we'll all get to hang out, and it'll be a great time, and just gotta hope it's sooner than later. That's all we can really do.
Yeah, you're right. I like your positivity. Also, just so everybody knows, B-Cops is ridiculously tall. Like, I'm not a short person, and like I was waiting for him by the front gate, and like we were texting so that like he would know where to go when he came in. And I'm like thinking, maybe my height, you know. All of a sudden, how tall is I am like 5'8". All of a sudden, frickin' B-Cops comes walking up, and he's like 6 foot something. And I'm like, what? Like, I did not think he was going to be that tall. I don't know why. Just in my head, I just figure everybody's about my size. Maybe a little bit taller, but not frickin' giant. So I was like, whoa. Like, I think that was one of the first things I said to you. Yeah. Like, I didn't think you're going to be that tall.
For reference, I'm 6'2", and also thank you for the 5 bits, Trev. I appreciate you, buddy.
He's gonna dwarf me. He's like so tall. Yeah, it was fun hanging out. We had a really good time.
Yeah, I had some good brewskis, and you got to meet my buddy Richie. That was fun.
I met your buddy who just bought a house that day. So congratulations to him. A week before everything hit the fan.
And speaking of breweries, because you mentioned you work at one, and so and you love to indulge in the craft beer in general anyway. But first off, like, because how long have you been working at that specific one?
About 10 years. 10 years. Mm-hmm. 10 months. I just left my other place. I used to work at a call center for customer service. That was about an hour and a half away, one way. So I was driving about 3 hours a day to get to and from work. Mm-hmm. And when I asked to work from home 1 day a week, they declined and said that wasn't ever going to happen. So I said, all right, I'm going to leave. And now we have a global pandemic where everybody's working from home, including my old team. It's not lost on me.
And
so yeah.
And you said you're in the learning development part of the company. So look, you don't have to go in and actually like kind of brew stuff yourself. But I mean, what's what's it been like? I mean, that seems like such like the dream job for like to be able to, especially like that kind of position for you too.
Yeah, it combined what my degree with something that I really enjoy. We do brew. My husband brews like small batches and stuff. But I definitely know more than he does now because of all the things I've had to make. But when I got the job and I told my old teammates through tears because I was crying like an asshole. But when I told them where I was working, they're like, "Well, that's just freaking perfect." I was like, "I know it's freaking perfect." Like, I'm totally aware that this is my dream job. So yeah, it's been an interesting change. Definitely a different change in responsibilities, but I absolutely love the freedom, and the topic is so much more fun to talk about beer and beer related topics. That's what I was talking about before of how to answer a telephone.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, well, I guess I'll just ask, like, what your preferred type of brew is. I mean, you like a lot of stuff. You like your IPAs, you like your variety, but what like if you have like to pick like a couple, what's your usual go-to?
Usually IPAs for sure. Depends on the day, of course. I've really been kind of going on the lighter side. Like ABV wise, I can't do like the 10%ers every day like I used to. Because I'm old. I really like hazy IPAs. Anything with a lot of flavor. The oat cream is my favorite, which I'm glad that you still have one because it's definitely.
This was really tasty. I love this one.
Yeah, oat cream is my favorite. And that's a very unique. Not many breweries do the oat cream. I'm starting to get into stouts. I'm not really a big sour person yet, but I say yet because I'm growing on me.
It's a good summer beer.
It is. I like stouts on like a cold day, obviously, but I like it when I really want something chocolatey, but I don't have chocolate in the house. So I like the stouts around here. It has to be a specific stout. A lot of stouts have like a very kind of taste, but there's a couple of breweries out here. The most delicious stouts. I mean, the cannoli plus 10. Like, so good.
That was a whole other level. Like, because you, I mean, I tried it there. Huh?
Did I give you a stout from? I gave you the Hydra.
Yeah.
The Hydra.
Yeah, you gave me that one. I mean, I was going back to the Harpoon one because I loved it so much, and then I regretted not getting cans. But then my buddy Richie, he was like, "Yo, the package store down the road for me, they have a bunch of cans left." So he got me
awesome.
he got me a 4-pack, and
I got 2 crowlers before I left. We stopped back that morning. We had like actual cannolis left because somebody went to a baker, I guess in Boston, that had like the most amazing cannolis.
Mike's.
And then we stopped in the morning. What was it?
Mike's, the one that was based on that
beer.
Yeah.
So then we stopped at Harpoon on the way, like, because the hotel's right down the street.
Yeah.
So we stopped. They allowed me to stop, and we kind of got stuck in there for a few minutes. And by the time we got back, they're like, "Were you having more pretzels? I thought you were frickin' eating in there." I was like, "But we could have, because they were so good."
I mean, I'd recommend any like peanut butter stout. My favorite stout right now is it's an oatmeal stout from the Rhode Island Brewery Proclamation. It's called Burroughs. It's very I think you'd really like it because it's like not too like heavy, but has plenty of flavor. But yeah, I'd say like any of those would be good. So
yeah, I'll have to bring you some extras. There's another brewery that opened up around here. They have not really around here. It's actually like an hour and a half away, but I'd bring you some anyway.
I appreciate it.
If there's sour, like there's one that they taste like suckers. There's one that tastes just like a Tootsie Pop. It's like a chocolate cherry. Oh my god, it's so good. I was gonna have one if this one didn't like kind of push me over here. But oh my god, it's so good. If I hope they line it up and get that one around the same time if we can meet up, because
2021 we'll have our second beer exchange.
Oh yeah, it's 2021. I'm like, it's 2020. No, this year's 2020. I hate this year.
So what's your
hate this year starting like April.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's up?
So what are some of your favorite craft spots in general? Like, do you have like I imagine Other Half is like up there as like one of your favorites.
Yeah, that actually is my favorite. I absolutely love Other Half. Luckily, a lot of places around here are starting to collab with Other Half. They do a lot of collabs. There's a couple other places. They're okay, but so there's 2 breweries. Other Half is definitely one of them. And when my husband and I go on vacation or travel, I think I've mentioned this to you, we do like our own beer crawls. So we'll like find all of the breweries in the area, and we'll just spend a day, no matter how long we're in the area, we'll spend a day just going to different breweries and trying them out. But we always compare it to Other Half and like our favorites out here, and nothing compares. And one time my husband was wearing a hoodie for a certain brewery, and we walked out, and as we were walking out, some guy goes, "Oh my god, no way," and like stopped us and was like, "Oh my god, I love it there." And we're like, "We can't find something that compares." He's like, "Nothing compares." Place. So like we're always trying to find some place that like compares or like comes close. And there's been a couple that have come close, but nothing that compares to like Other Half for IPAs place. So
they're so good. I went there twice. First time it was kind of a shit show because like you were literally like you had to wait like forever to get in. I forgot a second. I actually went during like a really busy weekend. It was there was a big wrestling pay-per-view, an NXT pay-per-view at the Barclays Center. So so I was with my buddy and his wife, and we just kind of like Ubered around just to a bunch of different spots, and and then he was like really like singing the praises of other half, and got there, and we're waiting like, oh man, probably like a half hour to get in, and then like once you get in, then you're literally just like,
well, because it's so small.
It was so packed in there, like, and
it's so small. I mean,
I never felt more claustrophobic at a brewery before.
Yeah. Well, we tried to go. Mr. Nerdy came to PAX last year, and he hated it. But there was a brewery in Boston, Trillium.
Trillium's really good too.
Yeah, so he's like, I just want to go to Trillium. I'm like, fine. So, trying to go anywhere in Boston is a pain in the ass. So we took an Uber. We got there, and we go to open the door, and this guy, like this bouncer, goes, "Where are you going?" And we're like, "Oh, we're just gonna get a couple 4-packs." And he's like, "Okay, get in line." We turn around, and there's a line that's like around the block, and I was like, "Nope, no, we're not waiting in that line to get some," because we were just gonna take it and go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Because we just wanted to get a 4-pack, and because the place was already packed, like to capacity. And then he's like, "Yeah, get in line," and I was like, "Sorry, it's not worth it." Luckily, his friend had gone earlier in the day, and we stopped at his hotel room and played pile.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much what we do on vacation. We'll spend all day topping to breweries, and then we'll go back, drink, and play pie.
Nice.
Good time.
Do you and the husband ever do like a Vermont trip and hit up?
We did. Yep.
So you hit up like a lot of those breweries.
Yeah, we did for our 1-year anniversary.
Awesome.
Last October. Seems like 2 years. Not last year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun. We went to the Alchemist. We went to a couple other ones.
You go to Burlington Beer Company. That one's my like all-time favorite spot.
Yeah. Is it a restaurant attached to it or no?
No, that's just brewery.
We didn't go that.
There's so many up there. It's just there's like one around like every corner.
There.
I mean, the biggest one by far is Foam. That's like the highest rated in like the whole country, or one of them. It's like top, whatever. Which like that was actually like kind of like a that was a bit of a rough time the last time I went, because like I went for my buddy's birthday, and it was like right after a giant snowstorm, so there's just like ice everywhere, and we were walking distance of Foam, but then I bought like a case of beer, and then I'm like, oh shit, now I have to walk. So I was like all uphill on the way. So that was fun.
Nope.
But love Foam. Switchback, that's another one up there.
I honestly don't remember. We were very toast most of that. We stayed in Montpelier.
Nice.
Because that was apparently like the capital.
Mm-hmm.
I found this cute little bed and breakfast we stayed in, like super old, which like seemed like really cute. I've always wanted to stay in a bed and breakfast. Really excited to stay in a bed and breakfast, and then like as soon as I tried to go to sleep, it's haunted. That's all that I could think about. So I was like, if I close my eyes and I open them, there's gonna be a ghost lady hovering over. That's what was going through my freaking head all night. And then I could have sworn I heard thumping down the stairs because we were right by the staircase at like 2 a.m. It was not a good time. I do not recommend, if you have an overactive imagination, to stay at a freaking bed and breakfast that's over 2. Same.
And you also, I mean, I think you did a couple of these. I don't know. I was kind of hoping to see if you would do more, but you were actually doing like continuing with the craft beer discussion. Like you're actually doing like a separate like talk show with Is It the Shoes, where you guys were just like kind of chatting brewskis and stuff. Like, do you have like plans for doing more of those, or?
I'm actually gonna mix it up. So we were doing it, but we got a little toasty a few times, and I was like, I don't know if I want to drink that much on stream. Like 1 or 2, 1 or 2 is fine, but we had like 4 one day, and it was, by the end of it, I don't think either one of us was making sense. I'm sure it made pretty good streaming. I mean, our viewers definitely like laughed, but I think I'm gonna mix it up to doing a more of a podcasts, so still cover the news of the video game, but the video game world, but have different streamers on, strictly streamers, and do little bits, like little like talk show bits.
Sweet.
I'm using air quotes. But yeah, I think we're gonna start that pretty soon. I say we, it's gonna be me, and then just have different streamers on. If they do partake, then maybe we'll do one or two. I don't know if you know who Slacky-chan is. I
do not.
He's a UK streamer who's very into craft beer as well.
Sweet.
So he mentioned that he would love to come on when we still did the with me and Is of the Shoes, but we're gonna mix it up a little bit and try some different things out.
It'd be really neat. Yeah, just have like just like your general news, but then kind of shoot the shit about, you know.
Yeah. Whatever.
What's our beer of the week? What's coming out from this craft spot that y'all should try or.
So it's gonna depend a lot on the streamer. I reached out to a few people just to catch interest to see who would want to be part of it, and I was like, one of the questions was, do you like beer or do you like to drink? And some people were like, not really. So I'm like, well, I don't want you not to be on the show because you don't like, and I'm not gonna. So we'll have to mix it for bits. But I have a couple of ideas of different like talk show bits, you know. I'm pretty excited about, but I'm still playing with the idea. Some things I want to line up first.
Cool. We'll be looking forward to it.
Thanks. Come on Fridays, every other Friday, kind of like we did.
Yeah, that'd be really, really fun to check out. I mean, that's for a lot of the general discussion. That's pretty much like wrapping up everything that I have written down. But once again, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this. It's been.
I got a question for you, Kopps.
Oh, what's up?
Where do you want to see your stream go?
It's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I've kind of like in the general direction of what I want to do with it, like, because like I've been doing these every other week. Like I've really
Which
been.
I love, but.
And I've really been wanting to do my best to like show love to, you know, to everyone that comes through. Like like about 90% of the folks that come in are other streamers, and I want to, you know, show my appreciation to them for hanging out, and then likewise like with this show that or this stream that we do, where I want to give some highlight to other content creators. And I figured, you know, I might not be the most. I don't know. I'm not the most. I mean, I want to still provide like some entertainment. I want to make sure I can give everyone a good time, but I'm really. But at the same time, I'm not really focused on like. I'm not really trying to make it about numbers or anything. I'm trying to just, you know, enjoy what I'm doing and enjoy meeting new folks and hanging out with everybody. And but I don't know, I obviously like you wanna keep growing, but at the same time too, like I was talking to you like beforehand, like I kind of enjoy the even though like I'm still like I'm definitely growing, but I feel like I'm at like a comfortable pace where, you know, like I'm not getting too big where I can still like, you know, I can keep up with chat. Because like I'm really trying to, like a goal of mine for sure. Like I really want to, like get to really know everybody that comes in and really, you know, get to know them more and really, you know, really make it more personable, a more personable experience as opposed to, you know, just coming through and hanging out. Like I've told all the buds like B and Shane and Trav and Jordo just like how much it's meant to me, that how, you know, them spending time out of their day to just, you know, keep me company, like especially like during this time in the world, you know. And
for sure,
I don't know, it's No, like I don't have like I don't know that's like I don't have like a big brain thing with it, but like I just have like I have like a vision. I have a vision. Like I have like I'm on this line, and I like the way it's going. And so it's just kind of like a playing it by ear kind of thing, and
I like that.
So
enjoying the ride.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Good.
Was it Bill Hicks or there was some stand-up guy that says that said it's just a ride. I'm trying to think.
That's true though. I mean, if you don't enjoy like the grind behind it, why do it?
Yeah.
Instead of before. So
yeah,
it's okay not to have a ultimate, be the next Shroud or something.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't have a. I mean, there's no. I could never see the channel getting to that capacity, but like, I don't know. Even if it's just at like, even if it doesn't grow anymore, or doesn't grow like to on a large scale, like I just enjoy what I do, like especially and yeah, doing this with you, having other folks on that I can really emphasize, like, yo, check out NerdyJane. Her channel is fantastic. Check out Nerdy She Wrote. Check out the Gaming Shelf. Yeah. Like I can't, if I can at least like, share that appreciation, that love to everyone else, then other folks will tune in and also enjoy it, and then in turn we'll get to check out what you got going on. Then that, like, I dig that, so yeah.
You're a good egg, B-Cops.
No, you.
No, you.
You.
I like when we met too in PAX, not to go back to PAX, but I was like, what do I call you? Because like everybody calls me Jane, so whatever, that's fine. You can call me Jane. And I was like, well, what do I call you? And you're like, B-Cops. And I was like, no, like, what's your name? And you're like, no, that's my nickname. Like everybody just calls me B-Cops. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, all right. So I can always call you B-Cops now, and I don't feel weird.
Yeah, yeah, that's been some form of B-Cop.
Yeah.
Throughout my whole life, so
I've gone through a lot of different names, so now Jane is just what I respond to.
Yeah. But like I said, I really appreciated you coming on for this, and it's been a blast talking with you.
Thanks for having me.
During this last bit of this, I always like to leave it open to the chat if they have any questions for Jane, whether about her channel, craft beer question, cosplay question, convention, like anything. Feel free to lay it on in case there's something you want to know while she's on. And if not, then we can wrap this up. How did NerdyJane become so nerdy?
I kind of blame my dad. He was a closet nerd. He really liked sci-fi and really liked. He was a Trekkie back in the day, but he was kind of a closet nerd. How would she rate Hercules? Oh, we'll get into that. That's an important question.
Yeah,
we'll get into it.
That. I kind of triggered everyone last week, but again, continue.
I know. I heard. I heard you made some controversial statements. But yeah, my dad was kind of a closeted nerd until he ran my parents' divorce. I was in college, and he went through a couple of different people, but he actually met his like long lost love when he was like in his 20s. He was like head over heels in love with this woman, but they were too young and they parted ways, but he met back up with her and they're now engaged.
That's awesome.
And she is a giant nerd too, and her daughter is a giant nerd, so they've talked about going to Comic-Cons and living his best nerd life. So I was like, I knew I got it from somewhere. Didn't come from mom. Came from somewhere. So we found out that he's a very big nerd. So
Awesome.
he also doesn't know I stream though. So, and I don't know how he would take it. So my family doesn't actually. My mom knows now. My sister just found out. And my brother said that he might come on my stream sometime if we play like Skyrim online. But
something co-op.
yeah, he doesn't. That's the only game he would play with him. But yeah, how would I rate Hercules? I'd say a solid 9 out of 10.
So an A rank?
Yeah, A. Yeah, A is probably good. Maybe not A plus, but A.
I got a lot of flack for putting it in B tier.
Definitely not B.
It's not like I don't like the movie. I like the movie. I really like the movie. It's
right. It's not B tier just because of Hades alone. Like Hades is A tier by itself, or at least A minus. Toy Story 3. I'd say A tier. Hades is so god. Hades was the best Disney villain. Period. Loved Hades.
You really did, yeah.
Amazing. I like Toy Story 1 and 2. 3 was okay, and the last one just didn't. Have we had 4 or 5? What freaking Toy Story are we on?
Yeah, 4 is the last one.
Yeah, not a big fan of that one. I took my niece to go see it, and not only did the ventriloquist dummies literally make me like scream in the kids' movie theater with my niece, but even my niece by the end of it, she's like, "Can we go?" And I was like, "No, let's just see the end. Like we paid for it. Just wait till the end." But like with the last 20 minutes, she's like, "Can we just go?" I was like, "Kinda." Like I just kind of want to leave because it's good. You do not like the movie the appropriate amount. Oh well.
Jordo giving me flack for S ranking Rescuers Down Under.
That was a great movie.
That's super underrated. I love that movie so much.
It's so good. It's so good. I loved that movie as a kid. I watched it so many times. That was like my Frozen when I was like real young though. I got out of it when Nightmare Before Life for like years.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Actually, funny enough, I actually rewatched it last weekend. I was just like, fuck, I'm just gonna throw it on.
Is it still good?
Oh yeah. Still really good. Yeah.
I should turn it on tomorrow while I'm working.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those older Disney movies are like super short anyway. They're like an hour and 15 minutes, so like you can just blast through it. So.
Well, didn't they come out with 2 of those Rescuers? There was the Rescuers and then the Rescuers Down Under.
That was it. Yeah. Rescuers I didn't like at all.
Yeah, that was like the Bayou one.
Yeah.
Right? Like the little girl in the bayou or something?
Yep.
Yeah, that one was weird.
I D-tiered that one.
Yeah, that one wasn't too great. But, I don't know, like, Rescuers Down Under were still, like, really, like, creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like it. I mean, I liked it. I watched it so many times, but I loved animals as a kid.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, Joanna the lizard that was just, like, fucking everything up for the hunter.
Yeah, Joanna the lizard.
Like, laughing the whole time.
I remember that.
Dude's just trying to make a breakfast, and she's like eating all the eggs on him.
Yeah, I remember that now. It's been so. Wait, I gotta go.
But you got Disney Plus, right?
Oh yeah.
So go for it.
Yeah. I'm kind of like I haven't touched it since Mandalorian's done though. We watched Mandalorian again for like a second time. Elder Scrolls. That's a silly question, Travis. Always fall. No question.
I would recommend the Clone Wars series because they did their last season. If you never watched Clone Wars, and the last the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars were like some of the best Star Wars like ever.
I've seen the Clone Wars one. That was the first of the animated series, right?
Clone Wars? Are you thinking the 2D one or the 3D one? Because the 3D one is on there for some reason. The 2D one isn't, but
I don't know. With Anakin.
Yeah.
3D.
Well, it's essentially like but it's just the original. So the Samurai Jack creator, he did like a 2D version, and then Lucas was like, "Fuck this, I'm redoing it," and then he did it all 3D.
Okay, I saw the 3D.
But they're still because it's like it's interesting because it's episodic, but so like you'll watch one episode, but then like it connects to like one like 20 episodes down the line, and then so it jumps around, but then like the last season everything is like chronological, or the last like few seasons or couple seasons it's like chronological, so you're just like
I'll have to rewatch them. I watched the first of the and there was I have to go back. I watched some of it, and I really liked it. Good. But there was one character that it was like, I watched it right when Fallout was around, and he wore a red outfit with like a hat, and he was really ugly. And I was like, and he had the same personality as Hancock. I was like, I love that freaking character. And my friend was watching it with me, and he's like, that character. I'm like, he's so good. Anyway, side note. He's like, is it the red coat? I'm like, it's got to be the red coat. I'm just saying.
Felly City, I S-ranked Great Mouse Detective. I love that movie.
I don't know if I've seen the Great Mouse Detective. I'm sure I have. I watched all those when I was
definitely deserves a rewatch. Tim Curry as the villain. He's fantastic.
Tim Curry is fantastic. Is a fantastic voice actor. And Fern Gully. Have you seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, love Fern Gully. Him and Fern Gully gave me his freaking voice in that when he's like the sludge monster. Don't care that it's totally unrealistic. Do not care. Love him as Travis, Fallout.
Which corners are two different versions. We're talking. Well, that's what I was just talking about. Black Sky. We're talking. Yeah, because the Samurai Jack creator did the 2D one, and they have the 3D one, which you can watch on Disney Plus. But yeah,
I think I saw the 3D one.
Yeah, like I said, those last like 4 episodes of like that last season, they're like amazing. But so I mean, if you watch like most of it, really, I would say just like skip to those last 4 because it's like.
Yeah, I heard it's really, really good. I need to go back and watch. Mm-hmm. There's so much like I have time to. Like, I can't really pay attention because I'm.
Yep. Yeah.
I have to get back into it.
Yeah, I feel like I've just like, kind of gone off fallen off completely of like shows or, like luckily I have some of the buddies in here. We have like a couple nights a week where we watch anime together, and then, if I have like free time, like when I'm not in anyone's channel, I'll like throw another show on or something in the meantime. But largely I'm just like I'm missing out on like every new show that's coming out. But
we don't even have cable or anything anymore. We're just streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
If we miss it, we miss it. No big deal.
Jordo with a question. What's your favorite story in gaming? Seems like story is the most important component to a game to you.
Favorite story, probably still BioShock 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my favorite story of all time. I don't think anything is ever going to top it. It's dark, it's gritty, it screws with you so much, and like the more you learn about the story, the second and third time you play through, the better it is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'd say BioShock 1. After that, I don't know, it gets kind of murky after that. There's a lot of really good stories after that. I think New Vegas has an amazing story. I think Final Fantasy VII has an amazing story.
Mm-hmm. Did you play a remake, by the way?
I didn't.
Are you going to pick it up?
I want to when it comes out for PC. I hear it's coming.
So when you play that, let's talk.
I'll probably stream it. I'm a little, and I know why they did it. I'm a little disappointed that they're doing it in. Because they released the first one 4 discs. I get it, but they did it all at one time, and I don't like that they're making you pay for each of the remake when it's not a new game. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I've never been a huge fan of remakes. I do like the Destroy All Humans one, and I like remakes that add stuff to it. So I get it that they added more content to Fantasy VII, but it's still a remake. You didn't alter the story drastically enough that it's a totally different ending. So don't make me pay full price.
I'm not going to say anything. Play the game, let's talk.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
Okay. There's only 3 discs. 8 was 4. Okay, my bad. 3 discs still. I hear that there's going to be another like part 2.
Yeah, there'll probably be like, I'd say 3 or 4 parts. At least 3 parts.
Yeah, that's
for this whole remake series. So let's see how it goes. But
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think it's great that they remade it. Because gamers have wanted it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, when the hell are you gonna remake it? And finally, like, okay, we'll remake it.
They just gave in. I think they just had like too much backlash from like 13, and then 15 was in development hell forever. So I feel like they were kind of like put in a spot where like we kind of gotta like just appease the fans.
I would like them to remake like 8. I liked 8. 8 was the one with the guy with the tail, right?
No, that's 9. 8 is
8?
8 is Squall with the gunblade.
Oh, Squall. Yeah, I liked 8 too.
9's my all-time favorite. I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was cute. I love the sword in it. Is it Vivi or Vivi?
Vivi.
Vivi.
Yeah.
I like him. He's adorable.
Yeah. He's the best.
He's so cute.
Well,
I liked 13. Haven't finished 15 yet. That's 9. Felicity is like the Final Fantasy way. If you want to talk Final Fantasy,
awesome.
Is. What does it take for you to pay full price $60 for a game? What makes a game worth the money for you? Time.
Mm-hmm.
Time. I don't like. I've always justified gaming as more. I'm a penny pincher. I've always justified gaming as more beneficial, or not beneficial, but more cost effective than movies. You go to a movie, you spend $30-$40 on tickets, popcorn, gas to get there, soda, candy, whatever, and you got it for two hours.
Mm-hmm.
I could spend $60 and get 100 hours out of it, 50 hours.
Exactly.
I did give the critique for Maneater, which I finished in about 10 hours, and I spent 30 or 40 on it. I think it was 40.
I think 40, yeah.
I didn't think it was worth $40. There's no online component. There's no game extension that I could tell. There's no DLC yet. Maybe if I get some free DLC, it'd be worth $40. But for a 10-hour game, $4 an hour is not. It's not good for me when I have plenty of games on Steam that were half the price.
Yep.
3 to 4 the time that it takes.
Yeah.
I may not want to pay. I may not want to play for 100 hours, but I definitely want to play for more.
I'm kind of in that spot now where like I have literally like 100 games back there that I need to get to, and like I really want to play Last of Us 2 Part 2. I really want to play Ghost of Tsushima, but I'm kind of just like waiting till like Black Friday when they price drop, because like I can't, like, as much as I would have paid full price for it if I didn't have like so many other ones I need to try out first. I don't know.
And again, they don't have online or any kind of necessity for you to buy it right now. And honestly, like if you were thinking about streaming it, you're gonna get drowned out anyway. So you're not gonna, if growth is your goal, you're not gonna get seen on that either. So I don't know. There's not many points to getting things like that. Shelf is my stream library. I know.
This isn't even all of them. This is there's like a whole other one behind me, and then there's like another one in another room. So like they go on forever. Well, granted, half of this is movies, but still.
I think I have like over 400 games in my library right now.
On Steam?
Yeah, 455.
Holy crap.
Yeah. That's all digital too. Like if they ever close Steam down, they're all gone. Same with Bethesda. If Bethesda goes under, not that. I'm 76 and all the games on Bethesda. Anywho.
Cyber G. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you jumping in, hanging out with us.
I like that your logo, when a follower pops up, goes right over your face in this camera angle.
That was actually like a complete accident, but once like I saw I was doing that, I was like, wow, that's actually perfect.
That's perfect.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah. Every game I stream is from my backlog or the occasional new release that I buy day one. Yeah. I feel like for me, like, I mean, I kind of made an exception with FF7 Remake just because like I wasn't getting through it like offline. But I kind of feel like, I don't know, I kind of need to stick with like older stuff just because like it's tough when it's like and I feel bad because like my buddy Jordo, for example, he was playing Last of Us Part 2, and I don't want to be spoiled in that because I'm going to be waiting a while, so it's like, I don't know, but and I'm afraid to like if I like was streaming a brand new thing and someone else was in that situation. So I think like I think like sticking with old stuff will at least like keep it like kind of safe for folks. But
I get that. I get where you're coming from. I've gone into streams where they've been streaming like Last of Us 2 and some other ones. Final Fantasy Remake. I never finished 7, so I don't know the ending. But so when I would go in to support people, I'd be like, I have you on lurk. I just don't want it spoiled because I haven't played the whole game yet. So I would just leave people on lurk, but it would suck because I couldn't interact with them. So
Blackside mentions Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah, I actually want to get into the remakes of Resident Evil. I'm not gonna speedrun them or anything, but I would like to play through those ones. I'm not a big puzzle person though. I get very frustrated when I can't figure it out in the like 10 minutes. I'm like, frig it! Turn it off!
Flips the desk.
We're going to Fall Guys. Forget it. Fall Guys, I don't have to think. I just have to jump over little beans.
That'd be fun to check out on your channel though, but
it is a good time if you get if it goes cross-platform, get it and we'll play it and you'll see the rage that is me in that game.
If you're an entertainment per hour kind of gamer, it might be a bit till you buy RE3R.
Yeah. Well, I've seen people like speedrun the Resident Evil 2 remake in like 20 minutes or something. Like, no. No.
That's crazy.
I don't like speedrunners. I mean, I like speedrunners, like them themselves. It's not entertaining for me. I don't care. Like, oh, I can get 30 seconds. I don't care. I'll get through the story. I like the ending. Cool. Moving on to the next game.
Well, anyway, we've been chatting for a few hours, so I won't take up too much more of your time. So I want to say once again, once again, thank you so much for coming on and doing this little chat with me. This has been an absolute blast catching up with you again.
This is fun.
And yeah, maybe we can do it again sometime. Maybe I don't know, just something down the line. We can figure something out.
For it. Sorry, somebody came back up. Sorry. Yes, okay. 100%. I would love to come back on. If you'll ever want me back on, you let me know.
Well, of course, we'll do. And where can everyone find you? Through Twitch? Through where else can we find you?
Yeah, Twitch, NerdyJane.tv. Is that how it goes? No, Twitch.tv/NerdyJane. I'm also on Twitter, Jane_nerdy, because I took my other name for something else. And then, thanks, Bear. Then YouTube, just look for NerdyJane, because the code is long and annoying, because I haven't reached 100 yet. And yeah, I'm on Instagram too, but I never keep that stuff.
Awesome.
I need to be better at Instagram.
Awesome.
And yeah, B-Cops, maybe I'll have to have you on my chit chatty too.
Yeah.
We can talk gaming news.
I'd be all about it. That'd be so much fun.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, just let me know.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do.
For this, Jane, see you on your next stream. Yeah.
Bye,
Black Sky.
Black Sky.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Black Sky. Thanks everybody else, Deadpan, Jordo, Felly City, Cyber, whole bunch of friends, Berezovsky, of course, BE, Mitch was in here, Trav's in here. You know, a whole lot of friends came out.
Yeah, all the
Jedi,
cool people.
It's really Jedi, Trip, Deadpan. Seriously, thanks so much everybody for hanging out, for chatting along with us. If y'all bear with us for a little longer. Oh, and of course, thank you for the shout out, Jordo. Please, if you haven't, please give NerdyJane a follow on her channel. And she plugged all her other stuff. Check her out on all her other social media. But if y'all bear with me for a little bit, let's see who's on right now that we can throw the raid ski at.
Woo!
Let's see. I always hate, like, so here's the thing that annoys me with Twitch. How you'll pull up, you're in your creator dashboard, and then you hit the raid button, but it gives you, sometimes it'll give you 1, sometimes it'll give you like 3, and it doesn't give you like the full list, and I'm like, yo, there's way more people on right now. Like,
yeah.
Just give me the full list.
Yeah.
then there's the
that
whole thing
goes.
of like, because you don't know how much longer they might be on for, so you want to just like, I mean,
Or they just signed out
Yep.
and like it hasn't caught up.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yep.
Been there.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. We got.
My goodness, excuse me, guys. I told you I'm old. I need sleep.
Trips on. Draft on. Fun. Dawn's on. What have I rated in a while?
There's a lot of people on.
Yeah. You mentioned Mocha Butter earlier.
Yeah.
We can throw it to her.
Hell yeah.
I don't even think I even rated her before, so let's do it. Or maybe I did once, but regardless, let's go throw it to her.
Hell yeah.
She's playing some ESO.
You guys can hear that lovely voice of hers.
Anyway, so we're gonna raid into her, and of course, thanks to all the new followers today, Cyber G, Archaic One, Bridge, Made Out of Cheese, Monkey Ant, Black Sky. Thanks everybody. Mitch and Trav, thank you so much for those subs, and Trav, thanks for the bits, buddy. Really appreciate it. Yeah,
Thanks everybody for checking out.
Yeah, we're gonna go into Mocha's channel. Let's go say hi to her. She's very, very energetic. She's really, she's really awesome to check out. Let's go.
She's crazy.
Show her some.
I love her.
So yeah, let's go say hi to her, and I will be on again this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, playing more Ocarina of Time Master Quest.
Woo.
Jane will be on tomorrow night.
Nope, Saturday.
Oh, I thought you were making up.
Friday.
All right.
No, I'm gonna just move it to Saturday.
Okay. check Jane out on Saturday. Of course, some of our other friends, B.E., Jordo, or Jay Degner, Rasso, there's a whole lot of streamers in here. If you haven't given them a follow, check them out too. But yeah, so yeah, love all you guys, and we'll catch you next time. So have a good one, everybody. We'll see ya. All right.
Cool.